What up, boys? Dobos, we back. You know what I'm saying? We know where we at. We're in the factory.
Oh yeah.
It's NFL free agency week. It pretty much just ended. Like, there's no real like options left. You know what I mean? It's the end. All the stuff popped off already like past couple days. So yeah, we're here to talk NFL free agency. Talk about what popped off, who won, who didn't. Just all the stuff that went down. I mean, it was just a crazy week in the NFL. We might talk about some NBA like towards the end. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But we mainly came here to talk about NFL free agency, just because
Football's the best thing.
Football is definitely the best thing, but like this might have been one of the best years in free agency in a while. Actually, I feel like I say that every year because of like recency bias. Because I feel like every year it's always pretty good, just because it's free agency, bro. Like it's the first time your team is like doing something since
trying to fix stuff
since the Super Bowl or whatever like that, and before that, because your team probably got eliminated, before then, unless you're in the Super Bowl. But even if you're in the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, there's like a month where you're just kind of like, you're watching some basketball, you're watching some whatever the fuck else is on, hockey, whatever. But then it's like, this is the first look at like, what is the plan like for the immediate future, like right now, not the 5-year plan. What are we doing right now? You know what I'm saying? What holes do we have? Who are we getting? Who are we trading? Who's available?
Who's getting rid of?
Right. And I love how like everyone on NFL Twitter, like, the second someone comes available, like everybody, no matter if your team is like stacked or not, like everyone's like, that's my team. That's a Packer. That's a Colt. That's a Jet. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter, bro. Everybody wants everybody. Like, I don't care. Like, if it's your team, you want them. Like, I don't care who's available. Yeah, text him for sure. Yeah. It's like, bro, you have 5 defensive ends. I don't give a fuck. Like, we'll find a spot. We'll find a spot. He can rotate.
Yeah, y'all with the receivers.
It's like, dude, I don't care. Free agency so lit. But yeah, I mean, to start it off, take a look at this guy over here. You know what I mean?
Sorry, we win it every year. I don't know. We just win off season. It'll translate eventually, but
triple crown free agency off season champions over here, Chicago Bears.
Hey, welcome to the moving company. That's what we do around here. We make moves.
I mean, like,
we don't sit on our hands.
I mean, y'all definitely don't, because especially the past like 2 years. The past like 2 years is.
We've been making moves. We've been making
the past like 2
moves.
years. I feel like it's, it's funny. I feel like it's you guys and like Tennessee Titans. I feel like make the most moves like off rip.
Yeah.
It's like it seems like everyone either goes to the Titans or they go to the Bears. Where like the Titans, it never translates. It's like they pick up hella people, and then I'm like, didn't they pick up like 5 linemen? Why can't they still block?
Didn't they get legit or what? Sneed?
Yeah, Sneed.
Why aren't they getting blown up every year?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, dude. It's like it doesn't matter. So the Titans, they pick up everybody, but I don't care. But the Bears, y'all had a good free agency. I mean, I can't lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a great free agency, honestly. Like,
Trenches finally.
Y'all basically picked up like every position on the line, you know what I mean?
It is like the only things that we needed is what we addressed, and that's like what else would you say we need? Honestly,
I mean, on paper, y'all are ready to play.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's no spot on the team now that it's like, damn, we really got to address that.
Right.
Now it's kind of like, okay, where do you want to improve at? Where do you want to be elite? Like.
Right.
I kind of can't wait to see how this O-line turns out. No. It seems like it can't fail, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I like the O-line a lot. You know what I'm saying, with Tooney and Jackson, Dalton. You know what I'm saying, all great pickups. I mean, because obviously, I think y'all were really bad in the in between with the guards.
And we have 2 young tackles that we drafted recently, and they were playing decent, but like it's hard to tell when you have the interior so bad.
It's like, it's kind of the same issue with a lot. Like, if the interior is bad, then that's the worst part to be bad in. Because I feel like the tackles, if you're bad at especially just one of the tackles, you can kind of disguise it a little bit. But if you're bad in the interior, it's over. You know what I mean? So I think y'all are pretty bad in the interior, but I mean, y'all shaped it up real quick, with the 2 trades. And then obviously picking up the free agents, and so it's like, and then defensively getting Grady Jarrett for the D tackles. That's gonna be a good spot. I mean, I think people underestimate like what it means to have a good D tackle.
A lot of people
You
are
know?
talking about Grady. Like I've been looking on Twitter a lot for the Bears moves, obviously, because I've been hyped. But a lot of people are talking about like the guards that we got, like Tooney and Jackson, and then Grady Jarrett too. They're like saying they're old and washed up, and they've been playing bad. And I'm like, Grady Jarrett's been elite for 10 years, and he's only 30.
Right.
Like he's like 31 or 32. That's not that old for a D tackle. You can play until you're 40 at D tackle, really.
Right.
But and then at guard, like same thing. They're like not even 30, and they're calling them old and stuff. That like Tooney's gone to how many Super Bowls now?
Right. I mean, I think to be
They're just
old,
hating.
those are probably the two positions like you probably want to be older.
Right.
Which is like my art, like.
And we're signing them during their prime though, 3 years when they're
Right.
30 to 35 or whatever.
Right. Like that's not bad, but what I'm saying is like with offensive linemen, I feel like it low key takes them a little while to like actually get like NFL
Like fully
good.
understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like usually you get a guy out of college or whatever, and they might, if they're like really good, then they'll probably be fine off rip. But it's like if they're just then it's gonna take some time. But even the really good ones, they might have like a rough first year.
Yeah.
Because you're going from blocking, like there's some good DNs in college, but it kind of depends on what conference, where you play,
Right.
and then like each conference, especially at like edge rush, you might have like a couple elite guys.
Yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 that you play
in
the whole
each.
season. Maybe.
Right, like so it's like ACC has like a couple elite guys,
Jelani?
Big Ten, a couple elite guys, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. It's like you're not gonna have 50, like how it is at receiver, where it's like there's good receivers everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like like
it's not like playing the Texans where you have 2 elite edge
right.
rushers.
It's
that
like,
are, like
they
dominant.
probably have one,
Yeah.
and like a couple schools are kind of known from like Penn State and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's like, so it's like you don't really get tested as much because it's like even like LSU, it's like you're gonna play the SEC. And then you're gonna play like middle of Louisiana, who gives a shit, right? And it's like, who do they have at pass rush? You know what I mean? So it's like you go from that to like every single week you play somebody, you're playing somebody crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like first week you're playing Texans, then you got Raiders, then you got then you're going against Nick Bosa, and you're like, whoa, like you know what I'm saying? Right.
Week.
And then like even if you're in the interior, you got like crazy guys that are at D tackle now and stuff like that. Like imagine your first week you're going against like Danico Autry, and you're like, like what? Like you know what I'm saying? So I think it takes linemen just a little bit. So I think honestly getting linemen when they're like 28 to like 34 is probably like a window for them to be elite.
Yeah.
Like that's when they really understand the game.
And
really
it's why we have
block.
the quarterback on the rookie contract too. It's
Right.
perfect timing as far as contracts go, and to get him developed fast and be protected early. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think it's the perfect move. I'm just so excited, and like everybody is always hating, saying the Bears aren't going to do anything, but. Of course, I'm gonna be riding with them. If we don't do more than 10 wins, we have to figure something out. I mean, like there's no way with the squad like this now that we aren't one of the most premier teams in the NFL.
Right.
Even with the gauntlet that we have coming up in this year.
It's like definitely a tough schedule, so that's gonna be the only thing to me. But like I mean, like on paper, y'all are one of the teams that are like ready to go right now. You know what I mean? And I think that's the only reason why people are hating this season, like me included. As far as like, I'm not really hating. It's just more like I need to really see it this time. You know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like the past couple of years we kind of been doing this where it's like, hey, we picked up a bunch of people. Like the Bears are gonna be legit, and then we get to like November, and then it's like, like you know what I mean? It's like. I don't want to hear any I said I wasn't gonna give excuses last year, but like the line was so bad that it just has to be an excuse.
It had to
be. Like I'm dead ass like not giving any this year. Like there's just no way. Like if we're not getting like
we spent 2 years on weapons, and now we finally figured out the core.
The trenches.
Yeah, it should have been the other way around, obviously, but. I'm glad we did it. That's why I think this is going to be different than the other 2 years, because we actually got people on the line on both sides, not just like one player. we got 3 people on, or well, we only got 2 on defense, but 3 people on offense. Like,
but you didn't really need much on defense. I mean, I still think pass rush might be a little lackey, but
our rookies look good, man.
Grady Jarrett's good. The rookie D tackle, right? Last year he was good. I'm still not in love with the edge, but see this is why it's good, because y'all don't have holes. There's just like a couple positions where you can really just kind of get sexy now with the draft. Like with the draft, like, okay, if you want to go Gen T first, sure. Then like, maybe,
go edge.
Right, then go edge in the second, and
then draft the receiver or tight end or something.
Right, so like you can kind of do that method, which like makes it, but you can kind of go whatever way. You know what I mean?
A lot of people are wanting edge for the draft, but
right.
I mean, like I don't care either way.
Yeah, I mean, like I can see edge first round too, but like that's where I think like right now as it stands at this current moment, I don't think there's anybody on the edge that I'm like afraid of. Like, I'm just like, okay, they got some dudes in the D tackles, which is like, we
can create pressure, but we're not gonna be like,
but it's like
forcing you.
I feel like edge rush is kind of the fucking meta now. You know what I mean? Like you kind of have to have like at least one guy that can fly off the edge and like get it. Like I think having an edge rusher is like crazy. That's like broken.
I think it's gonna work out more for us this way too, because we'll have a little bit more pressure on the inside. And I think what Dennis Allen's going to do is do a lot of those weird blitz packages like how he did in New Orleans. So we're going to throw in like Kyler Gordon on those safety blitzes or nickel blitzes and have Edwards and stuff come in. I think it's going to work out with like a little bit more pressure this year coming in.
Nah, I think
especially with Jarrett.
Yeah, I think that's where y'all were. I mean, y'all were bad blocking. That was number one. But I think number two was you couldn't create any pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was watching the Bears game and I'm like, damn, are we sending anybody? Like, what's going on? You know
it makes the secondary look bad because
right.
they're sitting back there for 15 seconds.
Especially against bad offensive lines. Like, there was, y'all played some lines that were bad, like Texans, Patriots. And it's like, why is Drake...
Patriots had all day.
Right, it's like, why is Drake May just standing back here, bro? Like, why is nobody getting any rush? So it's like, I feel like y'all got the offensive line right. Y'all made steps on the defensive line. Now maybe in the draft, let's see what we can do and get some edge. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the Bears, definitely a winner in free agency, for sure. Like, for sure a winner. And it's set up now. Like, where, again, I mean, Caleb Williams, like, we're just going to have to kind of figure it out here. You know what I mean?
You gotta do it.
Now you got to do it. There's not going to be any excuses. And the only thing he can't do is hold the ball too long. Because he was doing a lot of that last year where it was like, last year, I'm not saying the blocking was good, but there was some plays where the blocking was decent and we're back there twirling around. Like, we kind of got to, let's have some rhythm, which I think Ben Johnson with his plays and stuff like that will have stuff that's like, let's just get the ball out, rhythm plays. Sometimes you kind of...
Just having structure.
Right. Sometimes you kind of just get your quarterback in motion. Not every play's going to be a fucking deep bomb, but it's like if we've missed on a couple plays here, maybe we're starting slow. Maybe let's hit some passes just quick. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff to just get, catch and release. You know what I'm saying?
Really good at getting
stuff to get motion.
The rhythm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like let's just get moving, get some confidence. Okay, I can connect. Now let's hit. Now let's boom. You know what I mean? And stay in rhythm. Like, there's times to scramble out, but obviously we saw like in the Super Bowl, like scrambling around everywhere and doing all that doesn't fucking work when you go against like good teams. So it's like, I think this should be a good year. How good is it gonna be? I want to see playoffs. If I'm not seeing playoffs, then I think it's a bust. Honestly, I think it's playoffs or bust.
Well, yeah,
it's playoffs or
bust. Playoffs or bust.
And 10 wins is the line for me. Like, I think if you're under that, then like something went wrong.
Well, yeah.
And this is 10 wins or playoffs with like minimal injuries. People are gonna get hurt, but minimal injury, like key players still available. Caleb Williams still playing. You still got like one receiver, or like some of them. Like, you still got like, with minimal injuries, I need to see 10 wins. I need to see playoffs. I need to see like at least good football.
Yeah,
like last year was trash football. I need to see good football this year.
I want to see points on the board.
Right.
That's what
I want to see competitive football, not after we're down 20. Like we're down 20, now we want to score touchdowns. I want to see like a whole game is back and forth, like you know, like in the game, locked in against real comp. Like I want to see it.
Yeah.
And I think this is the year. So. Look,
Okay.
I'm happy. I'm happy for y'all are in my conference, so it's not like I'm really like worried about.
I just don't want to wait. I just want football season to start.
I know it's the best, bro. It's the best. I'm
Bro,
telling
it's
you,
like a
it's
drug.
you know what's crazy? It's like when all this stuff is going down, I'm just sitting there like, this sport controls so many of our lives like 24/7. Like it's all year though.
Oh
like
God.
That's what people don't get. Like with basketball, like when the Rockets like end, like I'm like barely thinking about the Rockets. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like when the Astros end, it's like if I see something or like your team picks somebody up in baseball or whatever, you're like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, football. Like if you're a football fan, this is what you think about. Like since they ended the season, I've been like, okay, so like who's probably gonna be available? Okay, I can pick them up. Then when the free agency comes around, you're like, all right, all right. Every NFL fans this is the only draft that people dead ass watch. People dead ass watch the NFL draft like seriously, literally. Not just like basketball where you're like, okay, you might watch like the first few picks, lottery, whatever. It's like you are like.
You're thinking about your team's cap space.
Right.
You're thinking about your favorite teams, how much money they have to spend on a player in free agency.
Yeah.
And like how you can divvy it up on how you want your team to split it up.
Yes.
There's like whole threads of like, okay, this is the best options of what we have. This is how much we should spend for them. This is what they're probably looking for. Like, bro, this is a real deal. This is a real deal. I'm like already thinking about who I'm gonna pick up in fantasy and like what my keeper is gonna be and like.
It's like the Texans pick 25. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be watching with the number one pick. Like I'm gonna be watching the entire thing until we pick. Like that's how like crazy, and that's everybody. Mm-hmm. Like you could be picked 31. And like you're still going to watch the whole it's that big deal. And like you said, we're already thinking about like, okay, Jason's probably the only pass catcher in Seattle, so like could be a fantasy pickup, hella targets. Like, bro, this is all year, bro. This is all year, bro. Football is the best sport like I've ever seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is so. There's shit wrong with it, but it's like it's definitely the best.
I literally watched
it's been the best.
I watched 2 pressers before I came over here. Like I was watching the Poles and Ben Johnson talk about the new acquisitions, and then I watched Grady Jarrett's intro. Dude. Like, why am I watching a random dude talk about his trials and tribulations of getting traded, or getting signed, or whatever? Like, bro.
I was literally watching Christian Kirk highlights to like get gassed up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I woke up this morning and I was like, all right, I'm watching Jinty's highlights from this year. I literally just sit through and watched like 15 minutes of Jinty.
Before we got, what's his name, or before we like traded and all that kind of stuff, I remember I was like, because I was thinking we were going to get Matthew Golden from Texas. Mm-hmm. Dude, I was watching his highlights and I was just like already seeing him in a Texans uniform. Like, yeah, he's a Texan for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Jinty.
And like, you know, it's crazy because like you watch the highlights and they're like doing raw shit and you're just like, yeah, dude, like that's going to fit so nicely on my fucking team.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Jinty is going to be
like,
so...
Yeah, that's me. Like, I'll watch left tackle highlights and be like, oh yeah, you see that block right there? You see how he picked up that stunt? Yeah, dude, that's a Texan for sure. Like, it doesn't even matter what position. Like, it's just like, I'm watching that shit, we're getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Football is, it's unmatched. As far as, like, just enjoyment watching it and then following it, too. Right. Like, everything is always, even if it's something so mundane, easy. It's just so fun to watch.
Right. It's so fun to watch. It's so easy. And it's one of the easiest to keep up with because the lack of games and that sort of thing. Like the lack of games makes it so that like and that's what I try to explain is like football. I think it's so crazy because it's literally every Sunday fucking matters. Like where it's like basketball, you're watching on a random Wednesday night and you're like, okay, we're playing the fucking Brooklyn Nets. Like if we drop this game, like it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Where like Texans, like you could be playing the 1 in fucking 13 Jets and be like, no, we still gotta like win this game though. Like if we lose this game to the Jets, not only is it an embarrassment, but like now it fucks us because like you can't. There's no room for like a bunch of just bullshit losses. Like
now we're not gonna get home field advantage in the playoffs.
It's like dude, one loss, we went from like third seed to like we're going home tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's that big of a deal, you know. And then I think all the stuff around it, fantasy is so much easier than like every other sport. You know what I mean? Like fantasy basketball, it's cool, bro. Like honestly, like you know, it's decent. Who the fuck plays fantasy baseball? Like you're actually fucking. Fantasy hockey, like you're fucked. Like you know what I mean? Like any of the other fantasy stuff. Like fantasy football is the best fantasy. Like
it was made for it.
You have people that don't even like really watch football like in fantasy leagues. Like they walk up to somebody and they're like, "Yeah, I'm in a fantasy league with like, you know, whoever the fuck, like these people in my apartment building. Like we're all on a league together. I don't really know." Or you have like chicks that like start up a fantasy league. They don't even know any players. Yeah, they're just like, "Yeah, you know, we started up a fantasy league so we can be like our husbands or whatever. And, you know, we just picked up, you know, I don't even know. I'm trying to trade with Susie." It's like everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. It's literally everyone's doing it. Like you have the super sweat leagues. Then you have like literally like bullshit leagues where it's like, no, like this is like
there's like 3 teams that have like every player.
Right. It's like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like this is the sport, bro. Like other than soccer, I think just because of the international presence, like football is just the best. You know?
I think if football had less breaks, like how soccer does.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like when you get somebody that doesn't watch football, trying to like get them into watch what they're used to watching, like basketball, soccer, and shit. That's the only thing that's hard because they're like, damn, like why does it stop? And like it makes you realize like when you're watching with somebody like that, you're like, damn, there's a lot of stops because like. You know what I'm saying? You run a play, you stop, you know what I'm saying, run the next play, unless you're like running hurry up, whatever, like that. Mm-hmm. You know, you stop, then there's the timeouts. Then
basketball's getting a lot like that too.
Right, then there's flags, then there's fucking a lot of like TV timeouts sometimes. Like sometimes I'm watching the game and I'm like, damn, bro, like they're having, you know what I'm saying? They'll run like one play, do a timeout, come back, run another play. Now we got a review, we're going back on commercial. It's like, it can get like that, but I still think that it's the best because it's like methodical too. That's why it's like that. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't just go 10 plays in a row without taking a break. It's like you have to. It's like, you know, everyone's first drive they say is always like kind of like you already know what you're gonna run. So it's like we're gonna run this, boom. All right, come back to the huddle. What we see? All right, now we're gonna run this. Then you go to the sideline. What do we see? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's like it's a whole chess match out there. You know what I mean?
That's what I like about it. It's a chess match of it.
Right, and it's like,
so strategic.
Yeah, it's
just setting up your lineup, building your roster.
Yes,
managing the money, managing the players. Like if you think that they're going to be injury prone, or if you think they're going to be good to go, or do you think that they're going to be elite in the next couple of years, or do you think they're going to start to fall off? Like, are we looking to get somebody in the draft coming up, so we should get rid of this dude so we can save money? Or like, it's so everything's a chess move. Everything.
Yeah, and then looking at like even if we are going to draft a dude, like how well in the past have we been at like developing these draft picks? So are we a draft pick kind of team? Some teams are draft pick kind of teams. Some teams are like, no, let's just pick them up when they're already good because we don't really know how to develop like that.
Right.
And then other teams are like, no, we can find like bottom of the barrel and turn them into like, you know what I'm saying, stars. And then that's their strategy. They get low key dudes in like the 5th round, 6th round. They turn beast. And then right when they want like a great contract, they're like, we're good. Trade them off. Get 2nd round, 1st round value from it. Draft another guy late. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
flip flop.
Dude, football's great. Great sport. But to keep it going on free agency, next up, Houston Texans, man. Houston Texans did a lot. They retained a lot of players that they already had.
Yeah.
You know, they picked up Sheldon Rankins, who was a Texan 2 years ago. Then he went to Cincinnati. Now he's back.
Yeah, Rankin's good. He's from Louisville.
Great. You know, L's up. Then we got Mario Edwards Jr., a bunch of guys that were already on the team, Barnett, so a bunch of re-signs. And then we got Braxton Berrios, which not sexy, but kick return, punt return.
That's good.
You know, kick return, punt return. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure, you know. And then obviously we traded for Christian Kirk, which, you know, I think he's decent. I don't think he's anything like super spectacular. I think that he can be a decent number 2. I mean, it's not like we're trying to get him to be the number 1 receiver over here. You know what I'm saying? We got Nico Collins. And
he is good mid and deep though.
Right.
That'll
and
be good for
he's actually like crazy in the slot.
Yeah.
Which is like where he lines up like he's not like an outside guy, which you think he is because you're like, oh, but he's actually not.
Yeah.
Like all the highlights like I've been seeing and stuff like that, like he literally lines up in the slot and he kind of feasts, bro. Like he has some pretty good route running and stuff like that. The only thing about him is that like he just seems to never really stay hurt, or stay healthy.
Yeah.
But his injuries are never like season ending.
Yeah,
but they're like
3,
they're like
4 weeks.
annoying though. Yeah, it's like a 4-weeker, and obviously that's like a quarter of the season. So you're just like fuck, like.
And it might even happen like twice during the season.
Right, it's like it's an ankle, it's a shoulder with this guy. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the only reason why I didn't like it. But I mean, we only traded him for a 7th rounder, so it's like. Yeah. In the 7th round, you're probably not going to get somebody that's as good as Christian Kirk. Like, probably not. You know what I mean? Like, you could.
But you're really, you're really banking on it.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm okay with trading a 7th round for Christian Kirk. You get a good number 2, and then, like, whoever else we bring in. So I'm not mad at the Kirk thing. I think he can be a good complementary piece because it seems like we're not bringing Diggs back, and, and I don't really know what else they're going to do. Cooper Kupp just got released. And they're saying that he could be a potential, so maybe that he can slot in and be like kind of the 3rd guy. But Nico Collins and Christian Kirk, not bad. I think you can work with that. We'll see what they do. And then we picked and then the big trade was we traded away Laramie Tunsil for some draft picks. I think we got a 2, a 4, and like a 6, I believe, for Tunsil. Which
and you traded away some picks too, right?
And I think we traded away like a 5th with them or something like that. So we traded away a 5th, but we got a 2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
Got rid of Tunsil. When it first happened, when they traded Tunsil, I was definitely like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because it was just out of nowhere. I didn't know that we were gonna like go full revamp on the O-line. So when we traded Tunsil, and then especially since like in my eyes, I thought we were gonna at least be able to get a player out of it. You know what I mean? Right. So when it first popped up, I saw how Ian Rappaport does it with the red like flashing things or whatever, and it was like breaking. Laramie Tunsil traded, so I'm like, okay. I saw you Commander, so I'm like, okay, what do we get? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like Tunsil, you're probably gonna at least get like one guy maybe or something. Like I don't know who you would probably get, but it's like maybe we get somebody. So when I saw just draft picks, I was kind of in, but. I think it makes sense now in hindsight because they're obviously completely revamping the O-line because they also traded Kenyon Green, who was a former 1st-round pick from a few years ago. He hasn't worked. I think he was graded the worst guard in the NFL. He hasn't been any good, bro. Like I think I've said it on like previous podcasts. Like he has been terrible. Like actually really bad. Like he was basically unplayable at the end of the year at guard. Like he was that bad. And we got CJ Garner-Johnson out of him, which is like, dude, that's such a W trade. Now, I think Kenyon Green being in a new situation and stuff like that, like watch him turn into an all-pro on the Eagles. Like I'm not saying he can't turn his career around, but on the Texans, like you can literally look at what he was on the Texans and he was fucking bad. Like he was absolutely atrocious. So to flip him for Garner-Johnson was crazy. And they cut Shaq Mason. So it's like, obviously they're going complete revamp on the O-line. They want a complete new identity on the O-line. Right. So I like that. And we got value and we got things out of it. But I think Tunsil, do you want to keep Tunsil? Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, I think he's getting to the ladder where it's like he probably has like 3 elite seasons left guaranteed. Then like after that, like you don't really know.
Like he still gets a lot of fucking penalties.
Right, he gets a lot of penalties still, and while he's like really elite at pass blocking, I think he's not as good at run blocking. Which like you're kind of picking at apples here, but like it's like still one of those things where you look at it and you're like, okay.
I think the biggest thing is behind the stick stuff.
Right.
That's big. Like even if no matter how good you block, if you loses 5 yards, 10 yards every once in a while, every couple drives, like that's not helping.
And it was getting bad. Like I think he was the most penalized lineman because he's just the flags it seems like it was twice a game every game.
Yeah. And especially as your leader on the offensive line too, I think.
Right.
It's a good move for the Texans.
Right. And he's not.
Now you go cheaper at the line now too, so you can have room for when CJ gets his big contract coming up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing was he's coming towards the end of the contract that we gave him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna want an extension soon, and obviously he's gonna want to be paid like a top tackle. But the thing is, the Texans got guys that they want to keep around, especially with D'Amico. He wants to keep like all these guys that we've been grooming on defense. Like Stingley has to get paid. Petrie has to get paid. CJ's gonna have to get paid soon. Like me personally, I'd rather go trade up or do whatever you have to do to get a good tackle that's a rookie or young right now, get one, groom them up, than spend a bunch of money on them and let somebody like a Petrie or like a Lassiter walk. It's like those guys are low-key kind of more important right now. Like you see how our secondary is playing. Like these dudes are meshing, bro. I want to keep all these dudes, bro. Like fuck it. Like Anderson, like anybody on our defense right now that's like hella young, that's like coming up with us. Like I want to keep all of them. So it's like you have to pay Sting, you have to, and then CJ. Yeah. Well, he has like a couple more rookie years left, and then like he's gonna be looking for an extension probably at the end of this year. You know, going into next year, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe pick up his like 4th year option and get like one more rookie. It's like, bro, we're gonna have to. And then,
franchise tag.
Dude, you see these quarterback contracts now. What Josh Allen get like $300 million, bro?
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
150
crazy,
guarantee. Like, dude, CJ Stroud's gonna be like $500 million.
You better hope that y'all have some bad seasons coming.
Like this.
Get him on like a 5-year, like too much.
Dude, this thing is gonna be $500 million, bro. Like literally, he's gonna be 350 plus, like something like that. Like he's gonna be crazy. So we're gonna have to pay him.
They're probably just gonna keep knocking that cap space up, though. Right. They have to.
I mean, they're going to with how these contracts are getting. Like, I mean, it's just like anything else. It's like inflation. It's like you can't pay receivers what they were getting paid like 10 years ago. Like that's not what it is anymore.
Especially now, you saw they're trying to make secondaries get paid more. Well, yeah. I like that a lot.
Because they're definitely underpaid, like the corners and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like the corners.
It's like running backs. They're the running backs of the defense.
Right.
Basically.
It's like they're getting paid to like guard these high end corners, and then it's like it's tacky, like you know, because as a corner, it's like you give up like one big play, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he can't cover and shit like that. But you could be like perfect the rest of the time. You give up like 2 or 3 big plays, especially in some big spots. People are on your ass, bro. Yeah. Like look at Sauce, bro. He had that good rookie year, and then like last year. Like he didn't do that great, and like everybody's already like, oh yeah, like right. Which I don't think. Yeah, honestly, I'm not a Sauce guy, but like you see how it is though. It's like 1 minute you're rookie of the year, and he's like, this is the man-to-man guy, and then the next year it's like, yo, this dude can't even stop a fucking, you know what I mean, whatever.
I mean, the Packers are gonna get rid of Jair Alexander probably.
Yeah.
So and he's like been elite for them consistently.
Exactly. So it's like sense. It's hard as a corner, and they never get as much. You know. The
corner that they signed.
Who?
I forget who he is, but I was looking at his grades and shit. He is so terrible. I can't wait for Caleb to cook him, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he was like 120th or something in like man coverage. Yeah. It was horrible. He's awful. Yeah. I can't wait.
Hopefully he's good at zone or something.
They paid him like $40 million for 2 years or something. I was like, no way.
Oh, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm thining about J.C. Horn, his contract.
Yeah, no, that was
because I also thought
$100 million or whatever.
Yeah, which for Horn I was like, nah, I wasn't really into it. But
he's pretty good though.
He's good, but I think he's kind of like I feel like he kind of gets a little overrated a little bit to me. Like not really, because I feel like he never really gets put in the conversation with like Stingley, Surtain, Johnson, like these kind of guys. But
I don't think they're
he's like a tier under that, you know. Yeah. But it's like
I think if he was on a team that got more pressure, then he would look better.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like maybe it's just because he was on like the Carolina Panthers, you know, that like that's why whatever. Yeah. But
who knows?
Yeah, I guess.
But I think he's decent.
Yeah, but so the Texans they're doing a revamp offensive line. Which I like, you know. I think at first I was shocked by the Tunsil trade, but seeing everybody else that got moved, they're going with new culture. And then, like, to piggyback on Tunsil again, it's like he's not really the best leader in a way, where it's like he's not a big like rah, and it's like came out in interviews like, dude, he's like at practice he's like doing whatever like the bare minimum, like he's not doing extra running, he's not gonna be, you know. So it's like
he's coming into work, but he's not like he's not there to be the leader of men.
Right, and he's like he's an actual like he's like that kind of veteran where he's like, nah, like I'm good, like I'm gonna practice, but like all right, like shut up, like I'm not gonna do extra like pushes.
I think he likes being like the cool guy on the team and stuff.
So it's like
not that that's a bad thing.
Right. So he's a cool guy, but I don't think he's like the best. Like we're a young team, and this is the kind of guy that we want, like really teaching the young guys. You know what I mean? That much. So they're going with new culture. But with the Texans doing that, it is risky. You know what I mean? Right now, just because it's like, even though the season's kind of far away and there's still moves to make, I mean, right now, like if we had to play right now, we're cooked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so we need guards now. I mean, like, I think the whole draft might just be like linemen for the first like 4 rounds. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm cool with that. And I'm also cool with them trading up to try to get like a real good tackle, like, Campbell from LSU or something like that,
Yeah, there's some good ones on there.
Right.
They're mostly in
Campbell, Banks Jr. I think Campbell and Banks Jr. are like the best tackles. Campbell from LSU and Banks from Texas. Mm-hmm. I think they're like the 2 best tackles. And then there's like some interior guys. Some of the interior guys can play outside. It depends.
Yeah.
But
we
need interior.
Campbell can play interior too really well.
We need interior guys too though, because we didn't really pick up any guards. So it's like we kind of just got rid of all the, and people were like, oh, what the fuck are they gonna do? It's like the Texans were like literally one of the worst pass like rush teams, and like there was literally multiple times where people were like, they should get rid of the whole entire offensive line. Then they get rid of the whole offensive line, and everybody's like, what the fuck are they doing? It's like, we're getting rid of the fucking trash offensive line. It's like, what else do you want us to do? Like they were so bad that you can't get worse. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I know exactly what you mean.
So it's like they can't get worse. So it's like, I'm just trusting that they're going to go into the draft and they're going to kill it. I mean, we've been doing good at drafting, so I think they know what we need. We're not going to play tomorrow. Like, we're going to get some linemen in here. We're going to cook. But to go back, the Texans traded Kenyon Green for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Dude, I think that was a fucking chess move.
Yeah, that's trade. A good move for y'all.
What the fuck? I was not expecting that. And that was at the point where I was kind of like, are the Texans like kind of selling this free agency? Like, I was like, dude, what are we doing? And then when we made that trade, I was like, all right, I'm back. Like, that's all it took for me to be like, all right, I'm back. Dude, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Kamari Lassiter, Petrie. Yeah. Dude, I don't think our defense right now is fucking loaded, bro. Our defense is loaded. It's actually going to be cracked.
You still need to sign that big receiver though. You gotta get either Diggs or Cup.
Yeah, I think we need a big number 2, but like defense.
No, you need the number 1. Is he the one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess he is the one.
I guess he is the one. Nico is.
But I mean, if it's Diggs, isn't Diggs the one?
No, Nico's still the one.
Yeah, Nico is the one.
like bro,
which is crazy to say.
Like bro, this dude, if he didn't pull his hamstring, would have had like at least 700 yards.
Yeah,
bro.
he's actually nice.
He's actually gross. Like Diggs was a good possession guy, but he definitely wasn't number 1. Like number 1 jersey. But I think defensively, dude, the Texans are gonna be fucking nasty, bro. They're gonna be fucking ferocious. Like, the D line is disgusting, and we just brought back like basically all the rotational guys. So we're still gonna have Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson Jr., Mario Edwards Jr., Barnett, Autry, and then we picked up the Bears dude. I don't know if you saw that, but we picked up like the old Bears pass rusher or whatever like that.
Which one?
Fuck, I forgot his name. But
is it an end?
Let me look at it, cause I have it in here. I don't think he's an N though. I don't think. Well, he might. I think he is an N. I think he is an N.
No, another one of those players that you said we didn't develop. That's apparently exciting and good for you.
I mean, look, man.
Everybody wants our players and then acts like they're shit when they're on our team.
Look, man. I don't know. Y'all aren't the best developers.
We are though. They are immediately great on the other team. They're good on our team. Just people don't recognize it.
Daryl Taylor. Yeah, so we picked him up. You know what I mean? Nice. And he'll be a good rotational piece.
Oh, Taylor, yeah.
He'll be a good rotational piece.
He came in on like some the nickel sets and stuff.
Right. He'll be a good rotational piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's good.
And then we got Kalen Bullitt, bro. Like Stingley. Like, I mean, like, dude, if you can get the ball off, it's probably picked. Like, to be honest, like, because we were top in pressure rate last year.
There's no way Stingley has more picks than he did this year.
He only had 5.
Or did Lassiter have more?
Maybe.
It was one of them had a whole bunch, right?
Well, Stingley had a lot in the back end, but I think he only had like 7 this year or something like that. Like 5 to 7. Like he didn't have like
I was thinking
he didn't
like
have
8 or
double
9.
digits. No, he didn't have double digits. He wasn't that high. But yeah, I mean, dude, we're gonna have all those guys, and then
And you play the Colts twice a year, and the Jags twice a year, and the Titans twice a year.
they're getting better, bro.
3 picks apiece. That's odd. So that's 18 for one season at least.
Dude,
Spread that 5 months with him.
Gardner Johnson, bro, like he's gonna be flying around, and I love the guys that we're getting.
Yeah.
It's like they're not just like, oh, like he's like, it's like we are getting like lunatic players, like players that are yes, and I love that. This is a crash out defense full of killers, bro. We head hunting. We don't give a fuck. You better slide. You better get out of bounds. We taking that fucking head off, bro. Like we coming for blood.
All I know is you don't want Grady Jarrett.
Ew,
He's about to be so dirty.
Look, bro, we have Autry. That's fine. Look, we were the highest in pressure rate, one of the highest in pressure rates, lowest completion percentage. Like, dude, we had one of the highest turnover margins, and we didn't lose anybody. And we have these same players, and we just got another player, basically for a robbery that just come off a Super Bowl. Like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, the defense is gonna be nasty. Now we gotta work on this offense. Offense, we got some screws loose.
Yeah.
But defensively, I like it. So Texans, they just gotta draft a line, and bring in Cupper Diggs, and then I think it's GG.
I'd say you have to bring Diggs back. He was so good for y'all.
I know if he didn't tear his ACL, like, it would have been fine. And then the offense with Diggs
And Nico.
versus when the offense didn't, like, just Diggs alone, like what we looked like when we had Diggs versus what we looked like when we didn't have Diggs. I remember watching the Texans highlights through the season. When we had Diggs, the offense looked like one way. As soon as we lost him, it was like Mickey Mouse offense. It was like, what the fuck?
It makes it easy for you to get first down sometimes. Like that second and third down easy completion that you need, he's there for it. You know,
when it's like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
He'll do a quick stick.
Right, where it's like we just need like 8 yards right now. Diggs is gonna get open. And then we were doing like a lot of gadget stuff with him. Like we were doing jet sweeps and shit. Like he was cooking, bro. So I would bring Diggs back.
Yeah, and he already knows it. It's gonna be the same cost for him versus Cup, and he already knows the system.
Right, but now it's Nick Haley system.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we got new coordinators. That's like,
true.
That's why they're tying us to Cup, bro. It's because of Haley.
Yeah.
You know, the new OC, and then they're like, oh well,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's why. Because we're like, now Cup knows this system that we're about to run.
That might be nasty, actually.
We're about to have we about to be dirty. We have
stupid.
We have the Ram system. That means Nico 17 target Puka.
That means he won't run it on first, second, and third down.
Thank fucking God. But yeah, and then speaking of Puka, Rams, man.
I know.
Rams, they got Devontae.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
They cooking or what?
I like it. I mean, he'll be better. I think he'll be better for them than with the Jets.
I mean, yeah, the Jets are
superior old head quarterback.
Right. I mean, Stafford right now is better than Rodgers right now, obviously.
I think Stafford's
yeah. So, I'm taking Stafford right now. Stafford just looks good, bro. Like, even though he's older, like, he just seems like when you look at Rodgers, you're like, damn, that's an old ass man. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Stafford, you're like, okay. Like,
I think he's one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever play, honestly.
Dude, what?
He's insane.
And he invented, I know everyone tries to give it to Patrick Mahomes. Dude, that nigga Stafford been doing the different arm angles, bro. He been doing that shit, bro. Like, he been doing the different arm angles. He's been, he's one of those dot specialist type dudes, bro, where it's like, sometimes Stafford, even recently, on the Rams, where you'll watch the games and you're like, they're probably going to lose this game. Like, it's 17.
He just locks it.
It's 17-3. You're like, they're probably going to lose. And then next thing you know, the football just doesn't touch the ground.
Yeah, he just locks the
he's just fucking lasering, bro. He just makes the craziest throws. It is just on time. He's one of them old generation quarterbacks though, where they play different, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Sometimes those deep balls, they just float so perfectly in the air. It's kind of like Fields has that deep ball throw sometimes too, where it just it just glides through the air so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that old head style is where that came from. That it just looked that lob. It's so nice.
But then even like their short and intermediate, like their
Mm-hmm.
intermediate passes, like everything is on money, on time, on rhythm.
Or that little out route that he would throw to Cup all the time.
Right, and it's like before Cup is even breaking, the ball is already like it's right here. It's
like this far away from him,
is
and he hasn't even turned
perfect.
his head around.
Yes, everything is perfect. His timing is perfect. His rhythm is perfect. He can do off angles. He invented that shit. He do the no looks. Like, bro, Stafford's nasty, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And pairing him up with Devontae, you already got Puka, who's been like obviously a monster. But then it's like you have another guy who can just feast off of a bunch of targets, which is basically what the Rams offense is. It's like, let's get 2 receivers that are each gonna get 20 targets each, and then just fry. Like, and then they still have Kyron Williams. You still got guys like Higbee and stuff like that. I got tight end. I mean, this team's good, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? This team's good. And
their defense is pretty good too. Like,
Verse
is good.
Yeah, like, dude, I think they're maybe like a couple corners away from like being like, oh my god, that defense. But like,
they had a lot of injuries this year too, and like if they didn't have those, I think they would have been like a 10-11 win team. You know what I mean?
Their defense,
like,
other than like Verse and like a couple other guys, they're not like sexy name defense. But they're like a defense that plays well.
Yeah,
like
they're
well coached unit, and they keep games low. Like, rarely do you turn into the Rams game and they're getting like absolute beat, like 35. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like usually the games are like 24-17, like you know, around there with the Rams. So I think that defensively they're fine, you know. And I think offensively, I mean, you definitely upgraded like Devontae Adams versus Cooper Kupp, like right now. Like Devontae Adams, Devontae Adams is taller. Like, he still has some.
They have pretty much the same route running.
Right.
And Devontae Adams has a little bit better hands, probably.
Right, and since he's like a little bit bigger, he's just a better like X on the outside. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I like it for him, man. I think they're gonna cook.
It's gonna be tough not having that connection with the Cup anymore, though.
I know he misses Cup, but I feel like low-key, like, since Puka's been in there, like, he kind of just took over. Like, and that's just crazy because like I feel like when they did the Super Bowl run, it was Cup. Like, Cup's my guy, but then like Puka got in there and Stafford was kind of like, this guy's kind of cooking. Like,
he's like, Puka's got a nice hold up.
It's like when you get a new receiver in like CFB, and it's like whoever was your main guy, and then you get like another guy. And
you get a freshman in, and you're like, this is like 83. He's got like 97 speed.
Yeah, this guy might kind of be the bigger one now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of move over, you know. So I think that's kind of what happened. Plus, like, you know, Puka's still on the rookie, and then you know you get Devontae. Like, I like it. You know, I think that they could be a team that comes out. I mean, their division's not like crazy hard. Well, it's like the Cardinals, and they never know what they're doing over there.
They just signed somebody on the end, on a defensive end, right?
Who?
The Cardinals. They signed a big defensive end. It was one of the big names.
I think they did. But yeah.
Who's the big DN that everybody was talking about going into the free agency?
I honestly don't know because I wasn't looking at the DNs because like
yeah.
So like I literally don't know who's available at the end.
Who was it?
But the Cardinals never know what they're doing over there anyway. Like, you know what I mean? They're never gonna figure it out. They're gonna be 7-9.
Was it Josh Allen?
7-10.
I don't remember.
No, I don't think it was Josh Allen.
Somebody put it in.
Yeah, but I don't think they're the Cardinals aren't gonna be any good. The 49ers. Which, like, flipping the page into the 49ers.
Their whole defense is gone.
49ers are cooked.
I know.
Like, as much as people are going to be like, oh, well, dude.
No Debo?
No Debo, which, like, he did have a down year last year, but, like, he's still, like, a run-after-catch merchant. You know what I mean?
Still one of your top
He's
targets.
Still a top guy, yeah. And then it's just, like, he's not your typical receiver, you know what I mean? So it's like he was doing a lot of running back, and, like, he had a lot of injuries last year, and obviously I think he was a little heavy. But I mean, he's gonna slim down, dude. Watch how he looks on the Commanders, bro. He's gonna be slimmed down, dude. You're not even gonna think about he's gonna catch the ball
and he's gonna be disgusting.
He's gonna take a slant 80 yards, like he still does that. Like he's one of the best run after catch. Like he's gonna be dusty, like
especially in their offense too, where it's all short game. Like,
dude, what? Like, yeah, he's gonna be gross. But you lost Debo, dude. They lost Hufunga. They lost Greenlaw. They lost fucking Juszczyk. They lost. I mean.
And they're still over cap, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, they lost everybody. They lost a lot on defense, a lot on offense, and then it's like the guys you're left with on offense are all the guys that are like kind of head scratchery. Like I like Jennings. I think Jennings is gonna be really good. But then you have Ayuk, who like I still think he was overpaid.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I remember when he got paid. I remember we were sitting here and I was like, dude, I'm not really in love with the Ayuk thing. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know.
What has he shown us?
And then even when he got paid, like before he got hurt, like he was literally doing so bad.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing like stupid bad,
Mm-hmm.
like laughable bad. Like he was getting like one catch, like two for 15. Like this dude is fucking not going crazy.
He's not elite. I don't know why they're paying him like an elite receiver.
Then you lost your Pro Bowl fullback. You know, McCaffrey's coming off of a bunch of injuries. Mm-hmm. Kittle plays hurt all year.
Purdy's coming off an injury too.
Right. Like Kittle is always hurt.
Yeah.
Like after like week 3, Kittle's injury report is like fucking lit up. It's like on CFB when you see like they show like the injury on the person's body and it's like all red. Kittle's red all year, bro. Like he's always hurt. Purdy always gets hurt. Like you got a bunch of guys. Ayuk was hurt. You got a bunch of guys that are coming back off of injury, and you just lost like basically all like your firepower here, especially on defense.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, the 49ers, man, I don't know what they're gonna do, bro. They might be bad. Like how they look this year is how they're probably gonna look again.
They always draft really well though, so I mean, like they could draft and fill the holes, but I mean that's a big if.
Right.
That's a big because they didn't make any moves. They didn't grab anybody because they don't have money to do it.
Right.
Because they spent all the money on Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk and Kittle and Purdy.
Right. I don't know, man. I think how they look this year is how they're gonna look next year.
Yeah.
And how they looked last year was like against some decent matchups they were able to exploit it a little bit, and against teams that were good they got waxed, bro. Yeah. And that's probably what it's gonna be this year. Tougher 49ers fan because like the thing is like their window definitely like actually just closed. Like they were so good. They were so good. Since like 2019 they were the best. Like they had from 2019 till last year to make something shake, and they just didn't get it done. And they got close.
Bro,
like
last
twice.
year would have been so nasty if McCaffrey was just healthy.
I know.
It's literally just that. I mean, it doesn't even matter if you have Brock Purdy or not. McCaffrey being healthy would have changed their whole team.
For sure. I mean, McCaffrey's what makes it go. But he was hurt all year, so it's like, you know.
I feel bad.
And that kind of started it off. You know what I mean? Was like McCaffrey's hurt all year. And it just seemed like every year there was something that kept them from getting it. That one year where they had Garoppolo and he had that one throw to make. If he would have made that one throw right down the middle, you remember that throw down the middle of the Super Bowl? If he would have connected on that, they're Super Bowl champions. He missed. Yeah. Like the fucking, oh my God, bro. It's like, then they had the year when Purdy was good, but then he got hurt at the end of the year. And they had like no quarterback for the fucking playoff run. Yeah. Then they lost. It's like, then you had the one year where it was like the Debo drops and shit. It's like, fuck, bro. It's like, and then they had the 1 year against Kansas City where it's like they were literally like about to win the game, and then it's like they kind of fell asleep in the second half. It's like, fuck, bro. That was it, bro. That was it, bro. You had 2 chances, bro. You had 2 chances at the glory, bro. Didn't get it. But they'll close. Toughy. Restart.
I know.
Reset. That's crazy.
I was telling Edgar that they're kind of like they're just the Cowboys repackaged. Like they have a little bit more success, they're a little bit more swaggy, but they're just the same old thing. Like they don't make any moves, and whenever they do get players, they don't ever do anything with them. Like they make you think that they're going to be dominant, and then just lose, never win a championship. Haven't won one this decade.
Yeah.
Or this century, I mean.
Yeah. 49ers fans, sorry. It's gonna be a long ride, boys. You know. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you draft a couple guys. Maybe you kind of make something shake here.
Give me a McCaffrey.
Maybe they pick up a Diggs or something like that and kind of try to, you know, spark the flame up. Yeah, maybe they get Cooper Kupp. You know, he's already in California. Maybe you just tell him, hey, come up north real quick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe try to rekindle something here. But, yeah, man. I mean, it might be kind of rough for the next couple of years. I feel like the next couple of years is going to be slow. Because, like, I feel like if this season is going how I'm predicting it's about to go, then the wave 2 is next. That means Kittle, you gone. Trent Williams, you gone. McCaffrey, you also might be like it might low key be a clean like next year it might be like no players like you know what I'm saying so it's like
total rebuild.
Next year might be like all right we're definitely not winning like so let's get McCaffrey off our books because he's costing way too much. Let's get Kittle off, you know, because he's getting old and injured. Like they might actually be done. Like this year, you have a chance to maybe put a Band-Aid on it and be like, no guys, like we can still dance. But if you don't get it going, man, if you don't get it going, it's GG. So I don't know, man. We'll see what the 49ers do. Another big trade though, DK Metcalf to the Steelers.
Crash out.
Yeah, crash out wide receiver you over there with him Pickens. I mean, what's up with the Steelers, man? Steelers love like just irritating receivers that like don't give a fuck. That like Antonio Brown, Pickens, like you know what I mean? Like these dudes, Juju Smith-Schuster. It's like they just get a bunch of guys that are just like annoying. Like you know what I'm saying?
Chase Claypool.
It's like, dude, what is up? Like they
actually though
they love these receivers, bro.
It's Mike Tomlin. Those are all his cousins.
I know he loves these like just dudes that just have like issues, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's a bad method, but because I like
go up and get it.
I like the duo, honestly. I like the duo. Then you have Calvin Austin, who can like be your little like kind of slot gadget guy. And you still got Freiermuth, and they have that other tight end that Washington or whatever.
Washington's nice.
Dude, that dude is fucking freaky huge, bro.
Yeah.
Like he catches the ball and like you see like he looks big.
He's like 6'8" or something.
Compared to like the other niggas. Like everyone on that field is like big as fuck. This nigga looks crazy, bro. He's crazy as fuck. Like he doesn't really like go off crazy, but like dude.
They love throwing that roll out to him.
That fucking play action boot. That nigga loves that play, bro. And he's naked every time, bro. That nigga's nasty. Like
I put him for a touchdown so many times on my leg.
Yeah,
he's got it off of that boot.
Yeah, dude, that boot, dude, and he looks crazy. He has the dark visor. That dude's insane. So they have a nice little offense, and then now Jaylen Warren's gonna be RB1, which is like he should.
They're gonna draft another running back.
Probably.
What pick do they have? They probably have a high one, huh?
Yeah, because they made the playoffs.
They're probably like 13, 15, something like that.
They're probably around like 15, 16, 17, something like that.
That dude Caleb Johnson from Iowa, that power back, that would be dirty, actually.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all don't get Jetty, then they probably will.
We're going to get Jetty. That's why I'm telling them to get Caleb Johnson.
I mean, yeah. Oh, the Iowa dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll be nasty for them. He's like a better Najee Harris. He actually knows how to move.
Yeah. So, you know, they have some options, but they'll probably bring in another guy. But, I mean, I think Jaylen Warren could be the number one guy.
Yeah, like, Jaylen Warren's nice.
I think he definitely should have a chance to be like just the starter. You know what I'm saying? At least get majority of the work, 70% of the work.
They do that in Pittsburgh, anyways. They don't do split back.
Right, like they were kind of doing it with Najee and them, but like not really though, because Warren wasn't getting like
it was like it was
that.
like 13-5, 13-6.
So I think he should be the main guy, and then the only question is like who's throwing the ball. So I feel like that's what's gonna sell them, bro. I think they should have kept Fields, bro. I mean, I don't know. I feel
why the fuck did they
I feel like Fields in this offense, bro, would have been perfectly fine. Like maybe they didn't want to pay him what the Jets paid him, but the Jets didn't pay him that much. They paid him what, 2 years, $40 million?
That's nothing.
20 million a year. So what?
Defensive ends are getting that.
Yeah.
Cornerbacks are getting that.
Dude,
like that's a fucking good quarterback right there.
2 years, $20 million for a young quarterback who fucking played good for y'all last year. He went 4-2 while your fucking closer was fucking bullshitting for fucking 5 weeks. And then he comes in and he sells the season away at the fucking back half. Then you're paying him just be like, oh, let him walk. For what? Yeah. And it's like they're not gonna bring Russ back either. So it's like, who are we going for? Aaron Rodgers? Did we not just see what this dude just did? Like, bro, what the fuck? And what's one of the worst parts about the Steelers right now? Their offensive line blows. Their offensive line isn't good at all. Like, dude, they barely can block. Russ was in the ground so much, or like the line would just fuck up.
And
like,
Fields too, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like, and they're not really that good at run blocking. So it's like, bro, What? It's like he couldn't cook on the Jets, but now we're gonna bring him into Pittsburgh. Are you fucking high? Like, dude. I mean, oh my god, bro. Sometimes I don't get it. It's like
maybe they go Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones on the Colts now.
Oh, that's right. He did get signed. I forgot about that.
But it's like, but even still, why the fuck would you go Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
When you have Fields right there.
It's like, dude, that's like the same upside basically. Like higher upside with this guy who already played for you and already knows the fucking team.
Yeah.
Why would you not? And then like the fucking team was fucking with him. Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, and then you just got a deep ball threat with fucking DK with Justin Fields who can throw the fucking deep ball, who knows the offense. He was hitting fryer moves. He was doing all that. It's like, why would you not just keep this guy in house? I would at least have gave it another year and been like, all right, we're just going to trade for DK. Let's get Fields in here.
Give Fields a real year.
And like he would have been humble enough that like even that 2 years $40 million, like I'm sure to stay on the Steelers, he would have took
2 years $30 million.
Yeah, 2 years 35, like something like that to be like, I'll stay. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, oh my god. So that's the only thing about the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers is like, who the fuck is gonna play Q? Rodgers? Dude, if Rodgers is playing Q, then they're not gonna win.
I mean, if they got DK, they've got to be bringing Russell back, right?
Mm-mm.
Did they say they're not?
They didn't say they're not, but like Russ, I think he's doing a visit with Cleveland. He's doing a visit with New York Giants, and then I think he has like somebody else lined up.
I think the Giants are signing Rodgers.
Well, I think he had like Tennessee or something. Like, get the fuck out. Like, I mean, like all the teams are dust, but it's like, dude, it seems like they're not going to bring him back. And then it's like they kind of missed out on like the other wave, and it's like the only like. I think they're gonna end up getting Rodgers, bro.
But they did this last year, and this is how they ended up with Russell Wilson. I think they're gonna do the same thing. They're just gonna sit on their hands and then just end up signing him back.
Yeah, but that
Aaron
doesn't
Rodgers
work.
Go to the Giants.
I think Aaron Rodgers, he's either a Steeler or a Giant.
Yeah,
for sure. I just don't get how how you think that's the best option.
It's definitely not.
Like, you're getting literally, this dude is not Brady, bro. This dude is not Brady. Brady went to a team and won the fucking Super Bowl. Stafford went to another team, won the Super Bowl. Like, he is not. When I was watching Rodgers these past couple years, like, dude, nothing about him has told me, like, yeah, he's like a team away from winning the bowl.
Yeah, when did he win a Super Bowl?
Dude, fucking ancient times now. Dude, it was like, what was like 2010?
Wasn't Donald Driver in the league?
Dude, it was like 2011, bro. When they show like the highlight of him holding up the trophy, like the NFL looks like a different era. Like it looks old. Yeah. Like you're watching that, you're like, is that Brett Favre? Like who the fuck is that on the fucking TV?
Robot on the TV still. The fucking Fox and
Dude,
Fox NFL.
I think when he won the Super Bowl, the uniforms were still Reebok.
Oh, were they actually?
Like, this is like pre-Nike NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? And they love waving his one Super Bowl trophy around. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I know.
Well, you know, he won a Super Bowl. He has a bunch of MVPs. It's like,
look how many late game drives he has.
Who fucking gives a shit? So Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl now. Like, what the fuck? So does fucking Nick Foles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? They act like he's like at least Mahomes has like 3 of them bitches that he can swing around.
Kenny Pickett has a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, what are we talking about? Like, and I'm not like saying Rodgers was never like Rodgers is a great quarterback, but like right now, 40-year-old, 41-year-old Rodgers is a shit option, bro.
Yeah, like bottom
right
25,
right now. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, yes, I would be like, anybody would want Rodgers 8 years ago. Fucking 2025, Rodgers is not a fucking top option. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're gonna pass up on a fucking young guy that can run and do different shit for fucking old head that tore his Achilles 2 years ago, like, from no blocking? Like, that's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. They're gonna sell this season, bro.
I do like that the Jets got Fields, though.
I do like that the Jets got Fields.
That's kind of... I think Fields will actually do really good on the Jets.
Yeah, but you're also like
I'm a
Fields
homer.
Yeah.
But
I am too.
Bro, he's going to be so nasty with Brees? No way. And Garrett Wilson?
And he's paired back up with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And they still have I mean, they still have guys on defense, bro. They still have Quentin Williams. They still got Sauce if he can figure out how to guard without holding on to somebody's back.
And they have Lizard Man.
Yeah, Lazard's still there.
It doesn't matter who else.
Yeah.
The other running back they have is decent though.
Allen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got a little team, man, and then they still got the tight end. I always forget his fucking name. Conklin. They got Conklin. He's a decent little touchdown guy.
Yeah, and Fields likes tight ends.
Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying, he can get going. Yeah. Maybe they draft another receiver, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they got a high pick, you know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Trade up and get Travis Hunter?
They don't even have to trade up. I think they're at like 5, bro.
No.
Dude,
Well, they have to trade up.
They won like 5 games, bro. Dude, they're at like the top of the list. Like,
I know,
you know
but
what I mean?
they still have to trade up to get Hunter.
I mean, yeah, probably if they want Hunter, but you know,
There's other options. Though.
We'll see who they get. Yeah. You know, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll be pretty good. And then since their line is bad, you have somebody that can like move around and like extend the pocket and stuff like that, and like make some plays with his legs. I think having that with Breece Hall will be a big upgrade, and I think
they want to go into a more modern style too, because they're tired of like seeing how it was with Aaron Rodgers. I think they want to go in a completely opposite direction. Right,
which is like the right way. Yeah. And the Steelers are going the wrong way. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like everybody seems like they're kind of going with the young heads, and then we're still trying to be like, what y'all think? Should we pick up Ben Roethlisberger? It's like Ben Roethlisberger.
You saw he put that video up?
Yeah.
that would actually be kind of smooth though. Low key. It's like, come back for a year. Fuck it.
It's like, what are we doing, bro? Like now, like why are we signing the old heads, bro? Just get a young quarterback. Shit, it's not that scary. Like, what's so bad? It's like at work, like they just get a young quarterback, bro. I'm not gonna explain this shit. Like, just get a fucking young quarterback. But I like what the Jets did.
You see that Fields is taking number 3 though.
I'm not in love with that.
I wish he would have gone back to 1, and that would have been like
Gardner's 1.
True, but I mean, if he could get 1, that would be so fire. Like JF1 is the Jets. JF1.
Right. Yeah.
Justin Fields 1 or whatever. Justin Force 1. But
I like.
It makes sense for 3, 1, 2, 3. I get it. Whatever.
Is that what they're doing?
Because what Fields is doing, because he was 1 on the Bears, 2 on the Steelers, now it'll be 3 on the Jets. And it makes sense, but whatever, fuck it.
Nah.
He should have been JF1. Fuck Sauce, he's ass. Sauce is literally not good. Like
it's Ahmed. It's Ahmed Gardner, by the way. Sauce.
Oh.
Yeah. Sauce, like we're not. I'm not calling him Sauce anymore until he learns how to cover.
Oh man.
It's Ahmed Gardner, and he can't cover unless he's literally grabbing onto their fucking shoulder pads. So, you know, he was praised the first year and all that, but like he's actually not that good. I think I'm gonna do this one. Pineapple.
I'm gonna grab that one then.
He's actually not that good. Obviously, last year we saw it. But I think that they'll be good, and I think Fields will be a good like bridge guy. But I think the only thing about it for Fields is like this is the last chance.
I know, and it sucks for him though, because like when has he gotten like an actual chance?
Never. And I feel like
his best year was his last year with us with DJ Moore, and that was the only only real opportunity he had like with a weapon. But he still had a shit offensive line, and obviously Eberflus and stuff was our coach.
Yeah,
we didn't have OCs.
I hate that. Like as soon as teams like finally rebuild and do what they like need to do to like make it successful for a quarterback, they're like, nah, we're gonna get rid of Fields. And then everyone's like, well, Fields sucks. It's like, dude, Fields gets the worst version of the teams, and then he sticks it out with these teams while they're dust. Then they completely rebuild. It's like, okay, now
and everybody
now they can drive the car, and then it's like, oh no, never mind, you're not getting it. It's like what? It's like it's crazy.
It's like the nice guys never win type of thing.
Yes,
because like he's like the perfect quarterback that you would want. Like he's a nice guy, no problems.
Right.
Always goes and does hard work, trying to make the team better. Doesn't complain about shit. Just goes out there and like the worst thing that he ever said to the press was after he lost with us the last year before we got rid of him. He said that he's so sick of being almost there that he just wants to win. He's so tired of hearing that, we're this close to winning, we're so close to winning. He just wants
It's
to
like
win.
that's not really a bad thing to say.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. It's
Like-
like that's the worst thing he's ever said, and nobody wants to keep him.
Right.
But he's going out there and putting in the work and putting good tape on film, and you're just not giving him
And
a
he's
chance.
playing his heart out. And it's like, dude, and people like say like, oh, he's bad. He's really not that bad, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly,
Daniel Jones gets a job.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to say like he's not that bad, like to insinuate world he's still kind of bad. Like no, I think he's good. Like I just think, and with the situation he's had, I think like he's played pretty fucking good to me. You know what I mean?
I think he's a top 15 skill wise quarterback.
Right, and I think that him in some of these other situations, like you trade him with Geno Smith last year on the Seahawks.
He's fine.
The Seahawks actually win games.
No,
like,
he's fine.
with JSN, DK, like they're actually
Lockett,
like
Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet. Like what are you talking
they're
about?
a top team. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's the thing. But the thing is, he never gets that.
Mm-mm.
He gets thrown to
He barely got Pickens.
right.
He barely got the best receiver on their team, which is like the 2 or 3 on most teams.
Right.
Honestly, like Pickens is really good, but like
He's a 2,
he's a 2.
which is why they traded for DK.
Exactly.
150 million.
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like he just never gets.
Mm-hmm.
He never gets it, bro.
They didn't even have Jalen Warren whenever he was on the team either, because
Who, Fields?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he was hurt.
yeah, they had Najee.
Right.
So like they didn't even have the players that they have on the field right now.
Right.
God, I fucking hate
And
how
it
gets
sucks,
done,
bro. It sucks. But this is probably like it might be the last shot for him.
And I feel bad that it was us that did it to him too, because
Right.
like he didn't deserve that. And I feel like
Every year a new coordinator, every year a new coach, every year a new scheme,
I wanted him to
every
be the
year,
quarterback,
bro.
bro.
Every year a new coordinator, every year new fucking weapons that suck. Fucking like Jesus Christ, bro. Like, man, y'all took that nigga so unserious, bro. It's so bad, bro.
And you know I'm the biggest Fields believer. That's the first Bears jersey I ever bought. The first ever football jersey I ever bought was a Justin Fields Bears jersey. Like, this dude's not ass. He's a
good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
Let's stop fucking with him.
Good quarterback that can be great, but no one wants to like.
I'm gonna take a flyer on him in fantasy this year. Take him in the bench. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Like, why not? You know, late round. I mean,
Like I did that one year and he went off.
So yeah, we'll see what Fields does on the Jets, but this is definitely the last. This is the last. It's the last go. You know what I'm saying? And like literally, this year might be like the last year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like if he has a bad year, then like next year, I feel like they're gonna be like, all right, like we're gonna have to like draft somebody, and then it's gonna be like, whoa.
Speaking of the Seahawks, Sam Darnold.
That was literally next, like Jets, Justin Fields, then like Sam Darnold. That's crazy. Yeah, Sam Darnold.
He's the same quarterback as
I feel
Geno
like
Smith.
I feel like they just kind of
They just went like
trade places.
What they got Geno 3 years ago?
Yeah, like 2-3 years ago. Yeah.
So they're basically just going back in time that many years because they're doing the same thing. Like Geno had a resurgence with them. Sam Darnold had the resurgence with the Vikings. He's probably going to do mid for them.
Right.
Like he's okay.
Right. He's decent. But I think it's kind of shown that like in big games, like he's gonna crumble up.
I think they're going to get rid of Lockett too. So
They did. They really
yeah. So they only have JSN and Bobo.
Right. So I mean, they're gonna be in the market for a receiver, obviously.
I think they signed somebody though too, didn't they? Didn't they sign like Tutu re-signed to the Rangers?
Yeah. No, I don't think they signed anybody really. So I don't know. I don't really know. Like they're gonna have to get another receiver in there. But I think they did what they had to do. Like I mean,
they have a decent team.
they weren't good. They didn't want to pay DK that money, so
He didn't do that good.
which I get, and it seemed like he was kind of butting heads with the org or whatever. Like not in a bad way, because it came out that he like had a conversation with the guys like after the season ended, and it probably was like a mutual thing where it's like, look,
he probably has certain expectations,
right? Like, hey, like I kind of see where y'all are heading. I kind of want to just get a change of scenery, like blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Which like good for DK, but they're kind of in a weird spot, like because they're not completely bad. They still got K9, they still got Charbonnet, they still got JSN, Fan.
Woolen is nice,
right? And they defensively they're decent. So it's like they still got guys, you know, they just kind of have a couple holes here and there.
line.
So it's like we'll see what they're able to rekindle, but I don't think Darnold's going to be their long-term answer. You know, a good bridge quarterback guy that can kind of get you, you know, maybe a couple seasons of playoff, you know, hope or whatever, but they're still probably going to have to look for a franchise guy soon, you know, so whether they draft a guy maybe this year or next year to kind of sit and develop whatever they're going to do, but Darnold's not going to be a long term, and he's not going to get you to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I mean, we saw him last year. Like, he literally had a chance to, like, have a blank check with the Vikings if he could win those last 2 fucking games, and he crumbled up into a fucking ball. So it's like, we know what we're going to get with Darnold. He had a great resurgence last year, and you know, it's hyped that he got the bag, but yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's a Vikings offense merchant.
Right, he's a good, you know, middle tier like quarterback where it's like, you know, you're not completely selling. You know, he can help you stay afloat a little bit while you fix some other problems around the house. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, him, Geno Smith, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't really think they got any better or any worse. They kind of just, you know, Mr. Black, Mr. White. You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
you know, just kind of just flip roles there.
So I guess the Vikings are going J.J. McCarthy then, huh?
I guess.
We'll see how it goes.
Better hope he's good.
I can't wait. We're gonna feast on him. I can't wait. I can't wait for the NFC. Bro, the only team that we actually have to worry about are the Lions.
Right,
Okay?
but they lost their coordinator though.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Johnson, yeah. So it's like.
So we don't have to worry about any teams anymore. Okay.
So
NFC.
Okay, well I wouldn't say all that, but like yeah, they.
I mean, our best games last year, like the games where we looked the best and like had the most convincing games were against our division last year.
Well, that's how it goes though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like division games are always close. It's like
I know.
It's like when y'all watch us and like Anthony Richardson turns into prime Peyton Manning when he plays the Texans. You know what I'm saying? But against everybody else, he's shit in the bed. Then they want to fucking make a 10-yard pass down the field. Yeah. But against us, you know what I'm saying? He's fucking Andrew Luck. So it's like.
Well, I guarantee you will know how to use timeouts against the Lions this year.
Right. So.
I guarantee you that.
So hopefully, you know, the division's always competitive. But
except for
JJ McCarthy on Vikings, like.
Yeah, man. Very mid-pat.
I mean, we just don't know what we're getting. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's going to have his rookie year basically next year. And it's like, you know, he had that injury that took him out. And, you know, I mean, he had that good year at Michigan. But, you know, a year off from football can do a lot. So it's like, we haven't seen him play in a year. You don't really know what you're getting. Like,
and it's not like anybody was like extremely excited about him before that, anyways.
Right.
The only people that were excited about him were the Vikings fans that were being gotten held
right, because he had that like one like preseason game where he did like good, but it's like Davis Mills did good in preseason. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't matter like that much.
Brett Rippon.
Right. So it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? It gets different when it's Sunday and it's like, oh shit, this is like the real shit. Like
Sam Darnold knows.
You know, but I think what's helping JJ is that obviously that offense is very quarterback friendly. Like it's pretty much you just get in the fucking chair and
hand the ball off or throw it to elite talent.
Right. And it's like if you're in the chair, you have a 4,000-yard passing season basically.
Bro, who's our third receiver again?
They had Osborne for a while.
Because it was Addison as 2, but they had somebody crazy as 3 for a little bit. Fuck.
It was Osborne. Osborne was cooking.
Yeah, he was cooking. He was.
But then they have Hawkinson too.
Yeah, Hawkinson's nasty.
And then it's just like.
Yeah. And they just signed Aaron Jones back for what, 2 years? I think.
Yeah, 2 years, like 33.
Yeah. Good for Aaron Jones.
I mean, yeah, dude,
they'll have him.
Dude, they're good, and it's like that's the thing. And then I think Kevin O'Connell like just has a good
he's a good
system where he kind of knows what to tell these quarterbacks. Like, hey, 18 kind of out there somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not really make this complicated.
Addison is really good at the crosser.
Right. Like, maybe let's hit Hawkinson here. Who's gonna be naked, like on this little like route right here. Like, let's just get him in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's really easy. So that's the only thing that's like giving me some type of hope for JJ McCarthy is that we've seen guys like Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold who are like pretty much dust everywhere else they've been.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kirk Cousins was good in Washington, you know what I'm saying, when he had that little you like that, you know what I mean? But he was complete dust in fucking the Falcons, except for like that like 4 week stretch where he was like the best.
Yeah. Like the Saints too.
The Kirktober or whatever. It was like October, and he was like elite for that month, and then he like fell off.
That whole division is Mickey for a month, and then they just fall off.
So it's quarterback friendly. I think JJ will be able to go in there and put in work. We'll see what he does. But I mean, at worst, they're still going to be a good team.
He just has to be able to get the ball to them.
He just can't turn the ball over.
I feel like JJ McCarthy, the biggest question is how good is his arm? Like, is he going to be able to throw those off angle? Is he going to be able to throw like different variations of throws and be able to get it deep enough for the wide open Justin Jefferson deep downfield? Like, is he going to be able to get it there? Not saying that I know if he's, or I'm not saying that he's bad or anything. I'm just like, it's a big question. We'll see.
And is he gonna be able? Because it seemed like on Michigan he was very like first ready, where it was like Hut, he kind of knew where he was going, or
like Brock Purdy,
right?
Same kind of deal.
Or he handed the ball off like a lot in a lot of those games to Edwards and stuff. So it's like, is he gonna be able to really just be like Hut and really like, okay, this is what's going on now. Okay, that's not good. Let me look over here. That I'm gonna go here, or like, you know what I'm saying? Really be able to like pick shit up of like what's going on. But I mean, he did have a year off to like sit back and like really look and learn. So if he was putting in the work and he was actually like learning and like seeing what was going on in the field and really able to pick it up. Obviously, it's different when you're actually taking the fucking snaps and it's like, oh shit, that's fucking, you know, whoever the fuck over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? We actually had to lock in. But I think if he's been actually like paying attention, puts in the work, like he should be fine. Like at worst, they're a good team.
Yeah.
At worst. Like, at best, they have, like, the similar season they had last year where they lose, like, 3 games and they're good. And you just kind of got to see what they do if they make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, but obviously, it's going to be a tough division. So, you know, you're going to have to fuck with the Bears, who are back on, you know, on the rise. And they're going to be a tough team to play. You're going to have to play the Packers, who are always just well coached. Doesn't really matter who's on the team. Yeah. It just seems like they play well every year. And then you're going to have to get the Lions, who, you know, obviously they have just a bunch of firepower, you know.
And they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth.
Right, and they're going to be pissed that they got one and done bounce, so they're going to be looking back for blood. You know what I'm saying? Jameer Gibbs, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, I mean, they're going to be back. So it's going to be a tough division
and
to get out
healthy,
of.
too. They had a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah, they're going to have Hutchinson back. They're going to have, you know, I mean.
Inzolini and all
yeah, so
all their dirty-ass players.
It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. But yeah, continuing on like the Dust quarterback like train, we kind of talked about it earlier a little bit, but not really. But Daniel Jones gets signed to the Colts or whatever. What kind of clown show they got running over there in Indianapolis? I mean, I hate to do it because I'm a Texans fan, obviously, and it seems like I'm like trash on the Colts, but it's like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, I mean, how do we not like? What do you want me to say, bro? This sucks. This sucks, bro. Like, I mean, like, am I supposed to be scared as a Texans fan? Like, you see our defense, like, am I actually supposed to sit there and be like, damn, they got Daniel Jones, like, fuck. Like, I don't give a shit.
Their line is still ass.
Like, dude, they, like, oh my God, Jonathan Taylor, bro. He is wasting his fucking time.
Bring him over here.
Bro. He's wasting his fucking time, bro. Put on the fucking Texans jersey and let's fucking cook something. Jesus fuck. Like, dude. That sucks, bro. It's a clown show. Daniel Jones versus Richardson for QB1. Yuck.
Joe Flacco waiting in the wings.
Like, yuck, bro. Yeah. It's like, dude, this is terrible. Like, either way you go, you're winning 6 games.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Dude, that is probably the worst quarterback room I've seen in a minute, bro. That is bad.
How are they even going to talk to each other? I don't even think Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones speak the same language. Bro.
Dude, I think, you know what's funny is that Daniel Jones is going to end up being the starter because that's how bad Anthony Richardson is that Daniel Jones actually clears by a fucking mile. So, like, Daniel Jones is going to be the starter. Because
he can throw the ball a little bit.
Because he can actually find the dot sometimes.
He doesn't just chuck it deep.
And he has basically the same running ability as fucking Anthony Richardson. So it's like...
And he doesn't get hurt.
And he doesn't get hurt as much. So it's like, I mean, what weren't they calling this dude Vanilla Vic for like a season?
Vanilla Vic is crazy.
Remember what they were calling him? It's like, dude, You're basically getting Anthony Richardson that can like have a higher completion percentage than like 40. So it's like
he's still gonna throw just as many picks.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be just as bad, but like maybe he wins you a couple games. You know what I'm saying? Just off of like
against Texans. When y'all can't score a point.
You know against the Texans he's gonna turn into like the fucking dude. He's gonna turn into like prime Eli Manning or something like that, dude. It's gonna be crazy. But
Daniel Jones, 370 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, like crazy shit when he plays.
60 rushing yards.
No, 127 rushing yards. Like some bullshit, bro. It's gonna be some bullshit, dude. I swear. But like
he's gonna have a butt fumble that he takes to the house. 90 yards.
Like, it's gonna be some crazy shit, bro. When they play us, bro. Like it's gonna be some crazy shit. But like, dude. I mean, like, are we being serious over there in Indy? Are we being fucking serious?
And they gave us up Deo Adeyingbo, that defensive end. Like, pretty much their only decent player on the D-line. Like, their D-line was so shit that he didn't even have that great of a season. And he was injured or whatnot. But, like, he's actually decent.
They have that one corner that's good, right? Moore the second or something.
They got some young linebackers that are decent, too. Like, Speed or Rush.
Yeah, Speed, yeah. So
is it EJ Speed?
EJ Speed,
yeah. He's nice.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean...
They are so bad in coverage, though.
Yeah.
Like, their line can't get any pressure, and then their coverage unit itself is just ass.
Because they have Buckner, and they got, some guys, but... Nobody that's really, like, really wowing you here. You know what I'm saying?
They make big explosive plays happen, but they don't, like...
They
don't stop anything.
Yeah. It's like, when you're playing the Colts, you can just get drives to go how you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, they might get a defensive touchdown, like, every game.
Right.
Really, honestly. They might get a defensive touchdown every game.
Yeah.
But they also are going to let up, like, 35 points.
Right. So it's like... they're not covering. They're not doing anything special. Yeah. And then it's like, do they know what they're doing with quarterbacks? Like, since Andrew Luck, it's dust.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually fucking dust.
He kind of cursed them, low-key.
He actually did. Because, like...
He could have had, like, an elite couple, like, 5 to 8 years with them.
Right.
And, I mean, I get it. From his...
They weren't protecting him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, at all.
And I get it, but at the same time, like... He could have won them Super Bowls.
Right.
Like, several.
Deadass, yeah. Because he was that good. And they kept putting pieces around him and stuff like that. He would have been nice. Like, when he retired, I was, like, shocked.
He was like Josh Allen before Josh Allen, honestly.
He was, like, the last of, like, the old head style of quarterback where it's, like, he kind of just stood back there and just ripped the fuck out of the ball.
Or he's just going to run through you if he has to.
Dude, I hated playing Luck, bro. When we had to play him, dude, him and T.Y. Hilton, they would fucking shred us, bro.
Oh, yeah. T.Y. would go for, like, 120 every game.
Dude, against the Texans?
Yeah.
Dude, against the Texans, this dude would have literally 200 yards. Yeah. Like, seriously, I hated going against these niggas, bro. There was no stopping it, bro. It was disgusting.
T.Y., thank you.
Yeah, I know, bro. Then you doing this shit all fucking day. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. He would shred the fuck out of us, bro. That nigga was the killer. But you know what they say is, like, T.Y. was, like, the Texans killer back in the day. But now Nico Collins, every time he plays the Colts, fucking fries. So it's like we kind of like, now we're getting our get back. Nico Collins, he's that Colts killer. Every time he plays the Colts, bro, this nigga's eating, bro.
Jonathan Taylor, too.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor fries us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we did a decent job against him last year, though. Our run defense was fine last year. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's still Jonathan Taylor. And it's not his fault. It's just the rest of the team sucks so bad that you're just like...
He's so nasty.
It sucks so bad that, like, you can literally just be like, we're just going to send, like, 7 rushers. And, like, either Richardson's going to have to figure out how to throw the ball, which he's not. And he's just going to, like, fucking fastball some shit into nowhere. Or, like, they're going to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor and we're going to box it. It's just, like, it's not
Jonathan Taylor's kind of in the same spot as, like, Saquon Barkley on the Giants. Like, he's kind of been putting in crazy work for them.
Like, imagine...
They're probably not going to pay him at some point, though.
No, because they just paid him.
Yeah.
But,
after his contract ends, though,
he's not staying there, bro.
Yeah.
But, imagine him on, like, the Vikings.
Yeah.
Last year. Like, he would have been, like, fucking crazy. Or, like, just any other team, basically. Like, if the Texans didn't have Mixon get Taylor.
Or like, even if he would have gone to the Eagles instead of Saquon.
Right.
That's simple. Like he would have chewed.
He's that explosive.
Yeah.
You know, he's maybe not as
Exactly.
like he's not jumping over people and shit like that, but like
He's so good at finding the lane though.
and
He's
when
so
he finds
good.
it, he's gone, bro. He's one of those dudes like you can give him 15 carries, and that 15 carries can turn into 175 yards and 2 tuds. Like he's like that, bro. He's nasty. He's getting absolutely wasted on the Colts right now. Wasted.
Bad.
You know what they were calling Daniel Jones though now?
Mm.
Indiana Jones.
It's about to be history. You're gonna need a crystal skull to wish upon some wins.
Tomb Raider.
Hell no.
Indiana Jones is fucking crazy, bro. Oh my god, it so does.
Yeah, Kingdom of Doom. The boulder's coming, eh?
Kingdom of Doom is that's actually perfect, bro. Kingdom of Doom. Oh my god, bro.
Said Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones.
Jesus fucking Christ. Indianapolis, you're fried, bro. Like
Yeah,
again, like
that's
you're,
bad.
you're not winning. Like with that, whichever one you choose, you're fucked. Like just you're not gonna win shit.
Yeah, they got 3 more years of absolute poverty.
Like you're not gonna win.
Jags just.
Another like low key winner of free agency, the fucking Patriots, bro. The Patriots.
They got a receiver, right?
They picked up Harold Landry, the linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Then they picked up Milton Williams from the Eagles, the D tackle.
Oh yeah.
But then they picked up Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, Morgan Moses. Like, bro, they went like crazy on defense. Mm-hmm. And Morgan Moses is like a guard or like a tackle or whatever. So like somebody for the offensive line, like bro. But like defensively, bro, they went crazy, bro.
And they already had a disgusting.
Yeah, so their defense is gonna be a squad, bro.
And then they're gonna probably only draft
offensive line, and like a receiver. They'll probably go receiver first round, and like go like O-line.
Dude, they have a crazy high pick too, don't they? Don't they have like 3 or 4?
Yeah, like they can end up with like McMillan or something like that, or I don't know, bro. Trap Hunter was somebody that they were looking at too. It's like, bro, they can end up with a good pick. Pair that with Drake May. Now Drake May, they put a
Keyshawn Booth is kind of nice too.
Right, and then they had
Demario Douglas. I like him a lot. Yeah. I really think he's underrated. Like,
and don't they still have Bourne?
Yeah,
Bourne's decent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they picked up a receiver too. They drafted one, or I mean, they traded or free agent or whatever. They got a receiver. I forget who it was. I think it was a dude from. I think they got De'Ami Brown.
No, I think De'Ami Brown went to like Jacksonville.
That might have been what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Look it up real quick. See what the Patriots got. Just put like Patriots free agent wide receiver. Signing. I'm almost certain that they signed a receiver. It wasn't anybody crazy though. It was like the Braxton Berrios or something like that.
Yeah, try to spell receiver right there. It was crazy. Nah, dude, they haven't picked anybody up.
Fuck, what was I thinking then? Maybe I was just wishful thinking because
Drake made they haven't picked anybody up at receiver. But dude, they look good, bro. Yeah. They had a good fucking free agency. They boosted that defense. They got a lineman, and then they're probably gonna get another a receiver in the draft, lineman. You know, they probably because this is like a pretty good receiver class. Like you probably end up with a couple receivers like after the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like go like 2 receiver, 1 lineman, or
they should try and go get like an Evan Ingram or something like that because he's still on free agent.
He's not actually, which gets me to my next thing. The Patriots have been doing really good and they're set up, but the fucking Broncos, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Broncos are crushing, bro. They're crushing, bro.
They're getting ready.
They're crushing, and it's like, bro, why don't the fucking AFC teams, bro? The AFC is so sweaty, bro. You're in like the fucking East, bro. You're in the fucking.
Whatever,
bro.
Whatever,
oh
bro.
My fucking god.
Whatever. At least we have the best division in our side.
That is true.
So like we have to play the comp of the lesser, but at least we have to play them.
Dude, our side is fucking insane, bro. All the fucking generational quarterbacks are fucking over here, bro. We have fucking Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen,
Trevor Lawrence, Will Levis.
Yeah, then fucking Josh
Justin
Allen,
Herbert.
Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
fucking Justin Herbert, Stroud, like
Lamar,
shit,
yeah.
Lamar, like damn, bro, like nigga, all the raw niggas over here.
Winston.
Deshaun Watson, like yeah, dude, like, and then now it's like yeah, the Broncos were already scrappy.
Yeah.
Now they got Evan Ingram, they got Hufanga, they got Greenlaw from the 49ers, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
Bro, their defense already, and then they added Greenlaw and Hufanga. Like, what are you talking about?
A defense that already had Surtain, that already had the edge rusher dude, yeah, Benito. Then they had that other dude, that white dude or
Yeah, I
whatever.
can't remember his name.
Yeah, but he was good. Dude, they're nasty, bro. And then like Bo Nix is just kind of like that gunslinger, like scrappy dude.
Fuck
You know
that
what I
dude.
mean?
Fuck that dude. He's like Baker.
Yeah,
He's the same thing.
he basically
Yeah.
like young Baker. You know what I mean? And it's like
He's a little more accurate than Baker. Like, he doesn't say fuck it as much.
right. You know, and he's a little bit more like head on his like Baker is like popping his in and like drinking a beer on the sideline.
He's over there
like,
putting snuff in.
yeah, you're like, hey Baker, like, lock in. He's like, oh what? My bad. I was fucking, you know what I'm saying? I was smoking a cigarette. You're like, Jesus Christ, Baker, can we not smoke on the fucking sideline? You know what I mean? You're like, and then he's just like, oh, I don't fucking give a shit. I'm just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Gonna rip it. He's like, all season workouts.
Like,
yeah,
Evan's down there somewhere.
Yeah. He's like, I what'd you do today, Baker? You do any workouts? No, I crushed like half a pizza, popped a Zen, and now I'm ready to go. So I think he's like Christian Baker Mayfield, you know what I mean? Where it's like he has a head on his shoulder, he's like coachable and stuff like that. So
Tim Tebow and Baker Mayfield put together.
yeah, they got like a decent little wide receiver room, you know what I'm saying? With
Bailey and
Sutton still there, you know. They probably need another guy. But you know, they got Evan Ingram, who's like a great pass catcher. Yeah, they have the draft. They did let go of Javonte Williams. Which
I don't like that.
Me
but
either.
they had a big running back room. Like, they had like 4 running backs at the
Yeah, they had like McLaughlin, and then they had fucking.
They had that rookie that they liked a lot, which I thought he was mid, but.
Oh yeah,
the big dude.
Yes, bro. His name is like on the tip of my fucking.
He's like number 30 or something like that. Yes. Too, right? Yeah. Or no, Javonte was 33.
Javonte was 33. Then they had McLaughlin. Then they had a dude that at the end, bro. Fuck, it's like kind of like an African name. I feel like. Bro.
Does it start with a V? No, I'm thinking of it.
No, but his name is on the tip of my fucking tongue. But like,
I thought he was okay though, but he wasn't like.
He's like a bruiser back though. He like damn near should be playing fullback, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Javonte on the Cowboys though, I mean, I think that might be decent. They got rid of Rico Dowdle today. I don't know. So who else is running with Javonte?
Nobody right now.
So what are they doing? The fucking Cowboys, bro.
I mean, they still didn't do shit like on free agency.
But I really don't understand that.
It's the same thing every year with this team. I mean, that's why like I don't even like. I mean, no one expects Dallas to pick anybody up anymore. Like, they're not gonna do it. Like,
it's like it's the same thing as the Bears, but opposite.
Right.
Where it's like we pick people up and don't do anything on the field.
Right.
They don't pick anybody up, do stuff on the field, and then don't do anything.
Right. I mean, dude, I just feel like they have so many opportunities to get better. Like, even right now, it's like, don't you have Diggs' brother there? So it's like, why would you not already have Diggs like in the building? He's already in Texas. Like, he was at the Houston Rodeo like 4 days ago. So it's like, why would you not have him in the building? Like, bro, are you really just gonna keep running slam the solo squad out there, bro? Like, are you fucking high? It doesn't fucking work, obviously. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? And then it's like,
Tolbert and Turpin.
Then they never pick up anybody in free agents, bro. Like, last year, who'd they pick up? They picked up like that one dude from the Chargers, bro. The fucking Kendricks.
Yeah.
They picked up Eric Kendricks, and like then they were like, it's good enough. And then they get to the season, then they're like, we're not really that good. Yeah, because everybody else is fucking picking up people to fucking get better and making trades and making moves and shit. It's like y'all just sit on y'all's hands every season. Then you're like, damn, how come we're not getting any better?
And they don't draft good either. Like, they don't ever draft like elite talent. Like, who's the best player they drafted in the most recent years?
Parsons.
CD. Oh, well, Parsons, yeah.
Parsons and CD.
But like, those were the number one picks.
Right.
Like, name me a third or fourth rounder that turned into something.
Deuce Vaughn, fuck up.
Oh, they have him on the roster. I forgot about him. He's gonna eat.
He sucks, bro. That nigga built like Jerry, bro. Nigga out there running around. Dude, that nigga is shorter than me, bro. Like, I mean, let me play running back, actually.
Honestly,
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck? Like, dude, this guy, you see how fucking tall this guy is? This dude on the field looks like fucking Mickey Mouse.
And it's not like he was generationally good at like doing anything else. Like it wasn't like he was good at finding a hole. It's not like he was good at cutting. He isn't breaking tackles. He doesn't spin, juke, catch anything better than anybody else. He's just short.
He's just short, so they're like, oh, maybe he can be like Darren Sproles. No, he's not Darren Sproles. No. Shit. Not every short fucking back is Sproles and these niggas. Like
Tariq Cohen.
Like these niggas were. Cohen was different if he didn't get hurt, but
he was different.
But like, dude, it's like, what are we doing, bro? Like, Cowboys, like, I mean, dude, this roster sucks, man. Like, I mean, like, what do you want me to say? Dak Prescott, cool. CeeDee Lamb, good. Outside of that, Cook sucks.
Ferguson's.
Tolbert, the other receiver, number 1, he sucks. Yeah. Turpin's good. At kick return and punt return.
And their secondary is so
okay, a receiver. So, okay, maybe Turpin, but it's like, it was DB. Like, I mean, you have Diggs, cool, and then after that, it's just a bunch of guys that can maybe get you a pick 6.
Bland is so mid, and
Bland can't cover and had one
I really
year where he
think
got
Diggs
lucky
is
with
mid
pick 6.
too. I don't think Diggs is that good.
I mean, he doesn't get talked about when people are like, who do you think the best cornerback in the league is? I guarantee you, if you asked 50 people, none of them are going to say Trayvon Diggs.
Cowboy fans are not going to say Diggs.
Yeah, like none of them are going to say Trayvon. So he's not. I don't even think he's top 5, to be honest. Like, as far as corners, and it's just like, outside of that, Bland, who got lucky one year with getting a bunch of pick 6s, but actually can't cover.
Yeah, can't at all.
Outside of that, sucks. I don't even know.
The only reason he got picks was because he was leaving people naked and then getting back to the ball.
Right. Like, he was like elite at baiting.
Yeah.
And then
that's good, but like,
right,
come on,
but then, like, once the baiting stopped working, like, but like actually, like, can you cover this guy 1-on-1? Fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, he's not any good. Yeah, I mean, this roster sucks, man. Ferguson's good. Javonte Williams.
The other Schoonemaker or whatever, the other tight end.
Yeah, Schoonemaker. He's decent.
They're really good at developing tight ends randomly.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Randomly.
They got that skill. That's going to get us to the Super Bowl. The fuck.
They need a kicker.
I mean, if I were them, I mean, Javonte Williams is cool. I would have tried to trade for Rashad White, honestly. I don't know what they like, but like,
Brees Hall.
But see, this is the retarded shit. This is the retarded shit though, where I'm talking about. It's like White, who like, okay, Bucky Irving, they're like getting hype over there. It's like, try to send something to Tampa. Like, if you get this dude, Rashad White, give him some blocking, and then, like, to get this guy your RB1, like Javonte Williams, like, bro, you could have had, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't even try to make moves, bro. I mean, all these receivers that were available, Devontae Adams, Keenan, like, I mean, all these guys that were flying around, DK Metcalf, they don't call for any of them. And then it also, you know what's funny? Is like when these dudes come available, it's like they're one of the first teams to be like, we're not interested. The fuck you mean you're not interested, though? Like, oh, you're that good? You're not interested? My bad, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? It's
didn't you lose by like 40 to the Saints?
Right. It's like, didn't you win no games at home? But then like a good player comes available and they're like, no, we're not interested. Oh, I'm sorry, big baller. Y'all coming off a Super Bowl recently or what? Playoffs? Like, I mean, like, what are we talking about, bro? What do you mean you're not interested?
Their home record is actually nuts.
Like, bro, are you fucking high?
Their home record is so insane.
Dude, you're crazy.
My God.
Like, these players, DK and shit, like, and you're telling, we're not really interested in that. Then what are you interested in? What are you interested in?
Losing, apparently.
I mean, give me Cowboys, get out of here, bro. They're not going to be anything serious.
Look, they made good investments, though.
They're maybe the third best team in the NFC East right now. I mean, the Eagles clear still. Washington Commanders clear.
Washington Commanders clear big time.
Exactly. Who else is in that fucking division?
Eagles, Commanders.
Oh, Giants. Okay. So you got the Giants.
Until Aaron Rodgers starts cooking.
Right. Or they draft Shedeur Sanders and then they start frying y'all shit twice a year. Like, bro, y'all aren't going anywhere, man. And then last but not least, the Chargers. They didn't really do much. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
For the Chargers, kind of disappointing. I was expecting them to have. They had a lot of money. Man, they had a lot of money.
Yeah, they have a lot of room to like make moves happen.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be in the mix for Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf. You know, because I mean, obviously they need another receiver. Lad McConkey's great, but I mean, outside of that, Quentin Johnson. I mean, dude, this dude is not. He's okay some games during the regular season. He has some games where he kind of figures it out, but
he'd be good as like a third option. I was telling Quan like he'd be good like as a third option where he's getting like 3 or 4 targets a game, so he only has like 2 drops a game.
Right. It's like, dude. I mean, this guy. I mean, I don't think he was ever a first rounder in my opinion, but I mean. Obviously, you have a lot of work to do with Quentin Johnson. And then it's just like, Lad McConkey's great, but he's not going to be your outside guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they had a chance to get a DK and get Justin Herbert, a real outside guy that's young, ready to go. Then when he got off the table, you're like, okay, like maybe let's try to get a Devontae.
And then not only that, then Josh Palmer leaves too.
Right, Palmer leaves. So it's
and that's like their third like actual option.
Right.
The other ones are all dust after that.
And it's like, what happened in that playoff game? It's like they just got boxed at receiver. Mm-hmm. It's like Gus Edwards did okay, like the first drive or whatever. But once they got down, it was like, okay, now we have to throw. Who are we looking at? And like Quentin Johnson's over there in the fucking kennel.
Lad's trying
his best, but it's like, so what? And then it's just like, there was nobody that the Texans were like, they could beat us downfield with that guy. So we got to back up. And it was like, okay, McConkey might beat you underneath. And Quentin Johnston, like, who cares? So it's like, and so I wanted the Chargers to be a little bit more aggressive. You know, they got Najee Harris, but like, I think Najee Harris in this system with the Harbaugh system could be pretty good. I think Najee still has some left in the tank, but you know, Najee runs a little stiff, and he runs like he has.
It's good for them though.
It's good for them because you do get. I mean, I don't even know if it's because. What's his name was doing good last year? J.K. Dobbins.
J.K.
Dobbins was having a great year last year. Mm-hmm. He seemed explosive and ready to go. Like
if he didn't get hurt, I think he would have been doing just fine with it.
Right, like J.K. to me was looking more explosive than what Najee looked last year, or how he's been looking the past like 2-3 years. So it's like, I don't know. You have
but then again, they can do that for Najee. Like they can make that. Opening because he's going to be able to make better schemes for him.
Yeah, and then the run blocking, they're better at run blocking, obviously, because they have Slater. Their line is better, and the Steelers' line is not good at run blocking. So I think a lot of the times they were already in the backfield by the time Najee touched the ball, and he's not really.
He's not going to break that first time.
Yeah, and he's not like that kind of back. Like he kind of needs the lanes to already be opened up so he can pick up speed and then get going. Yeah. So I don't think Najee's complete dust. Like he's not a bad back. Like he's probably like right at like the middle line of running back like where it's like
15.
Right, where it's like, okay, not the worst guy, but you know, obviously we're not putting him up there with like Saquon Barkley's and like Jonathan Taylor's and shit. Yeah. You know. So it's like
Javonte Williams.
Right. Like I would take Najee over Javonte right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Najee Harris good pickup, but it's like outside of that, and I think that they brought back some guys. Like I think they brought back Jalen Reagor, and it's just like Jalen Reagor. Like
I honestly think their best option right now is to try and get back Keenan, because I don't think we're re-signing them, and that's gonna be the best fit for Keenan. Yeah. Right.
So, right. Like go back to somewhere where it's familiar. Get back to Chargers. Get back to LA. Like you know.
And he can be your one.
Right. He can be your one. Herbert's thrown to him before. We can get going.
Mike Williams is a free agent too. Get him bumped out.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's just get the band back together, boys. You know.
Hey guys, sorry that we threw you to the dirt.
So, yeah, man. I mean, I think that maybe look at a Keenan, maybe look at
Diggs,
Cup,
yeah, LA.
But see, that's the thing. It's like they had a chance to get somebody that was like that would have got everybody hyped. They kind of fell asleep, man.
Cup with Herbert would be nasty though.
It would.
It would be really nice.
Devontae too, honestly.
Yeah.
Like.
I still like Cup for Herbert more than Devontae, honestly.
Low key. But I feel like Cup and Lad are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's like
that's what kind of fucks up this specific thing, because they already missed the players that aren't like Lad. Right. And now all that's left is like Lad. Like Keenan's kind of like Lad.
Right. And then like Diggs is kind of like Lad.
Yeah, and Cup is kind of like that.
That's why it's kind of like, bro, they kind of needed to hit on like DK.
Yeah, and then what else did they go for? Valdez?
And they had the money for DK.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you not fucking swing over there and fucking get DK? And he wanted to go there. Like he said, I don't know why
he bought a house in L.A.
I don't know why he went to fucking Pittsburgh because he said he wanted to go somewhere warm. But it's like he said he wanted to go somewhere warm and he just wanted to get $30 million a year. And who has $30 million a year and who's warm? L.A. Chargers, and they didn't do it. Like I wanted them to be more aggressive. I think this was a disappointing free agency for me from the Chargers. Yeah. We'll see who they draft, but
they've been kind of disappointing in general when it comes to free agency recently.
Exactly, but and I think that's the frustrating thing where it's like you have a guy like Herbert, and it seems like they're like scared to like.
They kind of did it with Rivers too, though.
Yeah, where it's like they kind of just floated around, and it was like for a while his main guy was Antonio Gates, and it's like. All right, we're gonna right. It's like we're gonna get an Andre Johnson in here, or like we're gonna do something, or what? Like
name one elite receiver from that time period.
Chargers, like dude, no way, bro. It was LaDainian Tomlinson, and then it was Antonio Gates, and then that was pretty much around the time when Keenan Allen and like Mike Williams showed up. So it was just like
at the end.
In recent memory, like they're probably their best receivers that they've had. Like,
but it was like Philip Rivers like last year or two.
Right, like he maybe had like 5 years or something like that. Keenan or something.
Oh well, yeah, with Keenan.
Because when Keenan got there, that was like the old Chargers uniforms. Like what I'm saying, Keenan been around.
Remember those the navy blues? Yeah. I love those.
Like but Keenan was around for them bitches. Yeah. Like Keenan been there, so he was with Rivers for a little while. But like still though, like they just never.
And they're letting Bosa go too, right?
They let Bosa go. Yeah. Bosa's on the Bills now.
So another L in the free agency. Like letting, I mean, obviously he hasn't been performing to the same ability, but they also let one of their other players walk too. It was one of their other edge rushers or something like that. He got traded.
Yeah, and then they got they're keeping Mac though. Yeah. So like cool, but it's like
he's
I like Khalil Mack, but I think Mac is better when he's paired with somebody, especially at this point in his career.
That Henley dude's nice though.
Yeah,
they have some nice players,
and they have some nice like linebackers, and a lot of their DBs were kind of in and out last year, but I think they're still kind of like I'm not a big fan of Asante Samuel Jr. I don't know if he's still on there, but
I think he's a good second corner.
And then they got some other guy. Like I think their secondary is still probably one of their weakest spots, other than receivers. You know what I mean? I think because I think they can probably get away with their D line. They can probably get away with their linebackers. I think their secondary there's nobody really on there where you're like that guy is gonna be able to go one-on-one with the Lambs, the Collins.
I feel like that's how the whole team is
of the world. You know what I mean? It's just like
It's like they have Khalil Mack and then they have Herbert and then everybody else is like they're all okay, they're all pretty good, but there's nobody that I'm like. If you gel really well together, then you can have a productive season. But there's not going to be people out there that are going to win you games week in and week out and make it to where you're a contender. Like, their team just doesn't have the dogs yet.
Right.
They just have a couple.
They've had the chances.
Yeah.
The past 2-3 seasons in free agency to acquire these guys that can get them going, but they never do.
Yeah.
But they're always in the mix. Their names are always in the mix. Like Chargers should be interested. Like Chargers. Wait, blah blah blah. Like these people want to come here, but it seems like their GM always kind of just like
they could have got Snead last year.
Right. Like they could have got a lot of these guys, and it's just like that's what's frustrating about the Chargers. Is like you're doing good with what you have, but it's like you need a little. You're in a division now. The Broncos are getting stacked. You're going to have to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year, and you know what Patrick Mahomes is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then the Raiders play hard with Max Crosby.
And they look like they might try and start turning this thing around.
Right. I mean, they have Brady in the ownership now. Yeah. So it's like, Brady's not going to...
He's not going to not get a quarterback.
Or Brady's not going to not, be dust for, ever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He,
within 5 years, they're going to be competing.
Right. Like, he's the owner. He's, ownership of the Raiders. He's not going to be sitting around I'm cool with, us being 4-17. No, it's Brady's going to be no, I want this team to be, good, now. You know what I'm saying? So it's they got Geno Smith, and, Geno Smith, that's a scrappy kind of quarterback. He's not just going to go out there and just, he's going to go back and forth.
Numbers on the field.
Right, he's going to play hard. I mean, dude, this division's getting better, and y'all are kind of just, wading in the water, It's not the way to go, bro. I was disappointed with the Chargers. You know, I was at least expecting them to get DK. I thought DK to the Chargers was like a lock.
Yeah, I did too.
You know what I mean? And to see him go to the Steelers, I'm like, bro, what are we doing, man? Like, I mean, you know, and then they missed out on Devontae, they missed out on these guys. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do, bro.
And it's such a big drop after Cup and Allen and Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's literally the next one is Valdez. I'm not joking.
Right, and I think Valdez got signed or something like that.
Yeah, I think the next one after that was Slayton, and Slayton got signed back.
Right, so it's like
Braxton Berrios is signed.
Berrios, like, you know what I'm saying? We got Justin Watson, like, bro, these dudes are gone, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now at this point,
You better hope you can get Kadarius Toney.
You better hope that somebody falls to you in the draft or something, cause like.
I mean, the Chargers like players they can't catch, right? Get Toney. Fuck it.
I guess, bro. But like, shit, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not in love with the Chargers. What they've done in free agency so far.
They just need to wait until Tyreek Hill's contract's up and get him. That's the Chargers move. They need to get Tyreek Hill.
Try. I mean, he wanted to leave. You know what I mean? And if he wanted to leave, I think that's the Chargers' chance to like pair him up with Herbert and get something going. You know what I mean?
I honestly think that's
but they always bullshit though. These players come available, and then here they go. They're like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Should we? And then while they're sitting over here trying to think about their fucking perfect plan, somebody else swoops in and grabs them. You know what I'm saying? They just take too long to make moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last thing though, we're gonna talk about the home city.
The Saints.
The Saints. They're gonna be any good. Like,
no, what are you talking about? What hope do they have? They have Derek Carr coming back. They're trying to restructure a shit team so they have enough money to keep the shit team that they have. Like, with new coaches.
What is up with them with that, bro? Why are they so scared to just start the fuck over?
I know. Every time I talk to a Saints fan, bro,
just fucking blow it up.
Damn. They don't understand
it's
how to
It's not that
lose.
fucking scary, bro. Like, you're not doing it. Like, the city doesn't fucking like what's going on right now.
No.
So, I'm telling you.
And this city loves the Saints. They love them to death. Like,
Right.
everybody wears Saints jerseys all the time.
Everyone's hype about it.
And they're the most, everybody knows they're one of the most shit teams there is.
But they're like one of the most loyal fan bases. Like,
oh, God.
So, like, I'm telling you, general consensus, the Saints fan base would love to see this team just blow the shit out of this fucking... Like, they keep trying to put a Band-Aid on this Sean Payton, well, we still got a couple decent players and we can still play. You know, it's like when the old heads, like, pull up to the basketball court and they're, like, 50 years old. They're like, you know, hey, I might be old, but I still got it. It's like, dude, move the fuck over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not, like we get it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was probably tough and, like, no, you still got a little pep in your step, but like let's
use
not
the side goals.
Right, it's like don't
when
act
we're on
like
the other side of the court.
Don't act like you can run with like the 20-year-olds, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like that's what the Saints are doing. It's like you won a Super Bowl with Sean Payton, we get it, and he left some good stuff on the table.
Yeah.
But it's time to throw away all that old junk and let's and blow it up. I'm telling you, the Saints fans would rather you see you blow it up and be bad for a year or two, while you're trying to actually rebuild and start something fresh, instead of trying to, you know, keep this old
keep
thing
the old
going,
dream alive,
right? That's not working, and be like, we're just gonna start completely fresh. Blow. Every team does it. Every team, while they've held, while the Saints have been holding on to the Sean Payton dream. Like, multiple teams have blown it up and rebuilt.
I've had 3 different quarterback rebuilds.
And become better. I've had 3 head coaches. Like, you know what I mean?
I think I've had like 4 or 5.
Right. And it's like, every other team, while they've been holding on to this and not going anywhere, multiple NFL teams have blown it up and rebuilt, like, in this span of time. Just fucking do it already. Get rid of Carr, bro. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
They're wasting Alvin Kamara. They've wasted Alvin Kamara's career. I don't care.
Wasting Alvin Kamara, and they fucked up Olave's start to his career.
And Shaheed.
Like, anywhere else, Olave would be so nasty, bro. But he's getting hospital balls by fucking Carr, getting concussions around here for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, Olave would be so nasty anywhere else. And then it's just like
they have nice pieces too. Like, they have a lot of good young pieces. But have a lot of really old like
pieces that are like, man,
they
they're
take
just
so
like,
much contract too.
they're just name value, like Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu.
Like they're good. Chill on Tyrann Mathieu.
I like Tyrann Mathieu. I'm not getting on Tyrann Mathieu,
I
but
know.
I
But
think
the contract's so big.
But yeah, and they just re-signed him again.
Yeah.
Which like I like it because it's like Tyrann Mathieu's a Louisiana guy. He's from
him,
here,
yeah.
and it's like he is Louisiana, like LSU, like all we love Tyrann, but it's like at the same time it's like
we got to do something.
right.
We got to
do
something other
something
than
different.
winning half of our games. They're like 40% of our games every year.
And it's like Cam Jordan's not getting back in the backfield as much as he was anymore, but we're paying him however many million. And it's like
and not restructuring.
Right. And then it's like they got Justin Reed though, which is a big pickup.
Yeah.
But it's like Justin Reed alone's not gonna win you any games, bro. It doesn't matter. Like he could be out there fucking Ed Reed reincarnated, but it's like it doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think they just have to restart, and I hate seeing it because it's like, dude, the city would be so like, dude, those 2 weeks when the Saints were fucking like Super Bowl bound.
I know, they looked unbeatable, bro.
When they looked unbeatable, like it was so lit. I'm telling you, like it's a whole different vibe in the city.
You walk through the city and everybody's just smiling and like full of joy. Like everybody's like, "Who dey? Who dey?"
No, like literally, the crime rate goes down.
Literally,
like the crime rate like actually drops when the Saints are good. When the Saints are
they
shit,
went on that 4-game win streak, right?
Yes.
Zero
murders,
yeah, shootings. And then as soon as they lost, literally the night that they lost, there was like 3 shootings.
Yeah, like the Saints are good. Literally, it fixes so many problems. Like y'all don't understand. Like it's a big fucking deal.
It feeds families.
But their ownership is bad, and I do like the Kellen Moore coaching decision, but I mean, it's like, what are you working with here? You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to fix up like somebody's old car that they had in the garage for like a bunch of years. They take the tarp off. They're like, can you do anything with this? It's like, yeah, sell it on Facebook Marketplace and try to get some money for it. Like, the fuck you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm not a pit crew. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this old fucking junk. You know what I'm saying? It's like rusty and shit. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? The ownership is terrible, but the ownership is bad with the Pelicans too. It's just like, I don't know. It's just bad. But, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much our breakdown with the free agency, man. We had to go on here and talk our shit about the free agents. A bunch of teams got better. Some teams didn't do shit. Some teams stayed mid. Some teams got worse. Crazy week in the NFL, man. Crazy week in the NFL. Draft is coming up next. Next episode, we'll probably dive deeper into basketball. But there's just a lot of football to talk about, so we just kind of broke it down with the football today.
You saw Tiger Woods, too?
Yeah, Tiger Woods tore his Achilles. That's tough, man. You know. It's getting towards the end with Tiger. You know, I
next gen.
You know, yeah. I mean, but yeah. What's his boy name?
I don't know.
Yeah, his son's on the come up. Yeah. So like, yeah. But yeah, we'll talk more basketball next time. And by the time we talk about the next time, it'll be like getting to
it'll be about a month from playoffs.
Yeah, it will be like around playoff time.
And we got college basketball.
College basketball. So. There's still a lot to talk about, but you know what I'm saying? It was a big week in the NFL, so we had to break down on the moves. So we had to come out here and talk our shit. So yeah, we're gonna keep keeping y'all up to date with what we think about what's going on in the NFL. Keep talking our shit, because that's what we do, man. And we're the Dope Bros, and that's how we do it. So yeah, man. Keep liking, keep following us, keep running up the numbers, keep commenting, you know what I'm saying? Keep sharing it to everybody. We appreciate all the love, man. It's been fun doing this. We have fun doing this, man. Just sitting down talking our shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Just keep rocking with us, man. And we'll keep rocking with y'all, keep talking our shit, you know? And tell us what y'all think in the comments, even if it's talking shit, even if it's hating. We don't care. We just
just yapping.
We just like to have a big yap session going, get everybody talking, and be the topic of conversation and see what everybody thinks, and you know that's what makes it fun. So yeah, man, we'll fuck with y'all guys. Until next time, I don't know when we're gonna record next, but you know, we'll see y'all when we see y'all. You know what I mean? So